Welcome to beautiful Lowell Park, the crown jewel of Cotuit, Massachusetts, nestled in mid-Cape. And it's been such a gorgeous summer here, plenty of great Cape League baseball. No different today as the Wareham Gatemen travel to Cotuit to take on the Kettleers in this Western Division matchup. Wareham sitting at 13-13, first in the West. Cotuit 11-13-2, sitting at second. Plenty to play for as the season winds down. Welcome Game 27 of this season. Chris Albright joined here alongside Connor Shue. Such a gorgeous summer here. Plenty of great Cape League baseball. No different today as the Wareham Gatemen travel to Cotuit to take on the Kettleers in this Western Division matchup. Wareham sitting at 13-13, first in the West. Cotuit 11-13-2. Sitting at second. Plenty to play for as the season winds down. Welcome Game 20. And here for the Cotuit Kettleers pregame show, it's Chris Albright and Connor Shue, ready to talk all things Kettleers baseball as they get prepped to take on the Wareham Gatemen. But before we look at today, we'll take a peek at what happened yesterday. The Kettleers playing the second of back-to-back home games. Just 24 hours ago, the Kets dropped a game to the East-leading YD Red Sox, who currently possess the best record on Cape. That game finished 8-5 in favor of the Red Sox. And Connor, the Kettleers were playing catch-up for the entire game.
They were down 5-0 at one point. And got it pretty close, making it a 7-5 ball game, but YD got a good insurance run and built that lead back up by one more, and were able to just hang on till the end. And a bit of a nail-biter, the Kettleers just couldn't quite get it going in the late innings like we've seen them do before, but it was a fun ball game all around.
It was a good one for the Kettleers relief pitching, who were able to buckle down, and YD, after scoring 5 in the top of the first, proceeded to only score 3 over the remaining 8 innings, which gave ample time for the Kets bats to swing and really put together some good quality at bats. You look at the 3-run 7th inning for Cotuit. Luke Matthews reached via a base hit. Tagger Tyson, who has seen his way into the lineup card as of recently, brought him home with an RBI double. And then a couple of well-worked walks led to Ryan Farber driving in 2 on a single. So building those innings, we've seen Cotuit do it, especially in the month of July, but that's really what's allowed this Kettleers offense to become one of the best on Cape.
It really has. We've talked about it a lot, how good they've been in this month. They lead Cape in all statistical categories, at least the major ones, the triple slash line especially, in the month of July, and they've been running over all these teams to this point. 8-4-1 in the month, and they're looking for more success against a Wareham team that they have struggled against a little bit, especially in their last time.
This will be the third matchup in the season series between the Gatemen and the Kettleers. Game 1 took place over a month ago. It was June 15th. That game played at Lowell Park. It was the home opener for the Kettleers. The Gatemen and the Kets were tied 0-0 going into extra innings. Wareham scored a run in the top of the 10th, and then Cotuit plated 2 in the bottom of the 10th to walk away with their first win of the season.
They did, and that was a lot of fun to see that one go down. 2-1 win for the Kets, and that really got things going, or so we thought. I mean, it was a really tough month of June for them, and they had a long losing streak after that, but we're able to find some more of that magic going into July. So what felt like a blip at that time really serves as what now, looking back, was a sign of better things to come. So it was a really fun way to get that first win on the board for Cotuit, and now they've had plenty more success, so they can look back on that pretty fondly.
Well, Wareham has seen some recent success as well, climbing all the way up from the cellar in the Western Division to first place, and that's aided by a streak where the Gatemen have won 7 out of their last 8 games, currently on a 6-game winning streak. And what started it all was a 16-9 win over the Kets back July 6th. That game played at Wareham, and really the Gatemen lights were lighting up the Kettleers that game, and since then the bats have not ceased.
They were all over Cotuit that time. At one point, they possessed a 9-1 lead and nearly run-rolled the Kettleers, but Jack Natilli's grand slam slammed the door on that one towards the end in the 7th inning, and they managed to make it more respectable, of course, as you said, a 16-9 score. The Ketts bats woke up just a little bit too late, but that was a rare blow-up start for a Kettleers pitcher. James Hayes gave up 9, but that gave way for Bo Sampson to pitch one of his best outings of the summer, 3 shutout innings. He looked really good, and I think that was parlayed into that nice outing he had in his first start on Cape earlier this week.
Plenty of great pitching so far for the Kettleers. A lot of relievers turn starters. You look at Bo Sampson, you look at Ryan Buckler. It's been a lot of guys that have stepped up, and a face looking to step up today is Rob Evans, the starting pitcher for Cotuit. This will be his second start of the season, both of them at home. So we'll move into our pitching matchup for tonight. It's going to be Rob Evans on the mound for the Kettleers and Tate McGuire on the mound for Wareham.
Tate McGuire on the other side, he's looked really incredible this season, but we'll get to him a little more in a little bit. Rob Evans in his second start as a Kettleer and had mixed results in that first start, you could say. 4.50 ERA, allowed 2 earned through 4 innings of work, only struck out 1, but all of that damage came in one frame for him. Other than the second inning, he looked really good throughout that one, managed to get a lot of ground balls and soft contact and managed things well coming off of that 3-run second inning and showed some real promise. I mean, he pitched well at the University of Miami coming into this season, so I really like what he brings to the table for the Ketts.
Only allowed 3 hits in those 4 innings of work, was able to generate a lot of soft ground balls and flyouts. And like you mentioned, Connor, all 3 of the runs he allowed came in the second inning. 2 of those were earned, which leads to his 4.50 ERA. And he's got good stuff. We saw it. He's a hard-throwing left-handed pitcher. He's battled a lot of adversity to get to where he's at. So when he's up on the mound and he's dialed in, there's no stopping him. And for Evans today, he does need to be lights out because on the other side, Tate McGuire has had a splendid summer.
He's been incredible, an ERA below 3, and this is actually his second summer on Cape. He was with Wareham last summer and pitched pretty well around a 3.6 ERA. But really, he's dialed things in this year, a 2.25 earned run average in 2 starts and 3 appearances. He possesses some solid strikeout stuff, 3 punch-outs so far this summer, and he's a hard thrower just like Evans. A fastball that averages around 94 to 96 miles an hour, can top out a little higher than that, and has a pretty deep mix of pitches. And, well, it's funny, he's a guy that Cotuit's actually seen before, too. He was the starting pitcher in the first playoff game that these 2 teams played last year. Cotuit won that one 7-4 in that matchup, and he kind of got lit up, 3 runs in 3 2/3 innings. So see if he can come into Lowell Park and get some revenge.
It was a 1-game series last summer, a winner-take-all. Wareham came to Cotuit looking to advance, but the Ketts walked away with a 7-4 win. We will take a quick pause here for National Anthem, and when we return, line up some more.
The Kettleers Interns and the very popular T-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the Maxillofacial Surgery and Dental Implant Center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery. The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4C's Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4
Back here for the Cotuit Kettleers pregame show, getting things underway here at Lowell Park on a very fun, festive, and holly jolly Christmas in July. In fact, I think St. Nicholas has taken a trip from the North Pole to Cotuit, Massachusetts, and is getting ready to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. And as Chris Kringle's doing his thing, Connor Shue, how will the visiting Wareham Gatemen step up to the plate today?
Leading off is Braden Randall, the second baseman, batting left-handed. Hitting second, Hunter Carnes, the left fielder, batting right-handed. Then it's Chris McHugh, the first baseman, batting right-handed, batting third. In the cleanup spot, it's Caden McDonald doing the designated hitting, batting right-handed. Colin Ritchie batting fifth, the right fielder bats left-handed. Vance Sheehan, the third baseman, batting sixth, is a right-handed stick. Drew Rogers batting seventh, the catcher, swinging right-handed. Hayden Yost, the center fielder, batting eighth, batting left-handed. Chris Ramirez, the shortstop, in the 9-hole, batting right-handed.
Now, 6 of the 9 faces in the lineup card turned in by Ryan Smythe in his third season managing the Gatemen. 6 of those faces saw Cotuit in the game just over a week and a half ago when Wareham played at 16 runs. A lot of those names had ample production in that lineup card, so Cotuit needing to be careful of some hot bats in the Gatemen lineup. Rob Evans on the mound for Cotuit, the lefty in his second start. He'll be backed up like this.
Behind him, the diamond from left to right, Camden Johnson at third, Ryan Farber at short, Luke Matthews at second, Case Sanderson playing at first, Jack Natilli doing the catching today for Evans. In left, it's Easton Winfield, Dean West in center, and Nolan Stevens in right for the Kets.
And we'll quickly highlight the middle infield duo of Ryan Farber and Luke Matthews, who can seemingly play anywhere in the infield. We've seen Farber play just about everywhere in the infield. Matthews has been splitting time between second base and shortstop. And with a lot of up and down, you could say, just in the roster card in that position, those two faces have really stepped up and been consistent for Cotuit.
Absolutely. Those two have been kind of flip-flopping, sharing second and short, and have both produced very well. Each batter is hitting over 300. Luke Matthews, 333 in the past week, and these are two of the best run producers on the entire team as well. Each of them in double-digit RBIs. Matthews has 11. Farber has 15 on the season. And these guys are both very capable at each spot in the middle of the diamond. They both have range, both have strong enough arms to make those throws from shortstop, and have no problem giving that position back and forth.
Just a couple of minutes away from the scheduled 5 o'clock first pitch here at Lowell Park. It's been a bit of a stormy day here on Cape. A series of showers just blew across Cape, now making their way more towards the North Atlantic Ocean, hoping they stay put out there. But it's going to be overcast skies for this game tonight. Some high clouds, and there's a lot of wind. Tops of the trees just hustling and bustling out towards center field. We saw some showers earlier, like we mentioned, and they stuck around a little bit. The grass will be damp. The dirt on the infield will be a little bit damp. But the players, they're used to playing in just about every kind of weather before coming up here. Some of these guys playing in the Big Ten where you're battling snow, so a little bit of rain never hurt anyone.
Exactly. You said it right there. These guys are used to playing in weird conditions, and I'm sure they've played in much damper infields. You have games where it rains a little bit closer to first pitch, and they still say play on. It looks like it's gotten much better. The rain kind of stopped around 2:30, so it's good to see things have kind of settled down here, and we're able to play this game.
Well, we're assuming that we're going to be playing this game. No one has taken the field yet, as it's just now hit 5:01, and On that cue, the Kettleers will take the diamond. The umpiring crew tonight, calling the balls and strikes, Jeffrey Kinney. At first base, Ryan DeMare. And at third, Alan Liberdoni. Rob Evans prancing around the mound. He'll walk up there now. Just wrapped up his year at the University of Miami. Finished up his junior season. Originally declared for the MLB draft. Pulled his name out and then committed to return to the U for his senior season. So he'll be a Hurricane once more. And his story to get there has just been incredible.
It sure is. He came from Harlem, New York as a kid where he was quite literally playing baseball on concrete fields. I mean, heck, he would even slide when he was a position player without care for the bumps and bruises he'd get sliding on that concrete. If I was playing baseball on concrete, I don't think you'd see me sliding. I'm not going to lie, Chris, but it shows how tough he is. I mean, this kid's tough as nails. He's fought from the JUCO level up to low major D1 ball with Georgia State, and now he's at the U, and he's a big part of their bullpen, and there's even a chance he gets time in the rotation. I mean, he was the Friday starter at Georgia State, and he's a starter here in the summer. He was in the draft league earlier this summer as well, so this is a guy who's had a very long road and has made it to some of the top parts of college baseball.
Well, he is built New York tough. He's got some grit, and you can see it just in the way he carries himself. It's all learned, nothing given for Evans, and he's taken quite the journey to get to the University of Miami. He attended the P27 Academy in high school in Lexington, South Carolina, and then originally committed to Chipola College, where he spent his freshman year at the JUCO level in Marianna, Florida, then transferred to Georgia State for his sophomore year before heading to the University of Miami. And this will be the first time he spends back-to-back school years with the same school. So hoping to grow upon what was a successful year for the Hurricane, where he spun 15 1/3 innings over 17 appearances, all in relief. One of the go-to arms out of the bullpen for that Hurricane squad, which made the Hattiesburg Regional this past postseason in the NCAA Regionals tournament. Got to take on the likes of Southern Mississippi. Just about ready to go here. Rob Evans staring down Braden Randall. First pitch, a strike on the outside corner. First pitch today at 5:04 local time. 81 degrees. Feels a little cooler with that breeze, but again, those overcast skies and swirling winds. Count now even. Count ahead. 0-2 for Rob Evans. Braden Randall on the season. He's hitting .306. His on-base plus slugging just a couple ticks below 800. He's seen some great games from the leadoff spot for the Gatemen. 0-2 outside. He was the leadoff man in that trouncing of the Kettleers a couple days ago. He went 3 for 6, scored 3 runs, and had a pair of stolen bases. Every time he reached base, he came around to score.
And that was in a game where 4 Gatemen had multi-hit days. Hunter Carnes, the man hitting after him, had one.
Flared into left field. Easy to play for Winfield, who makes the catch. One away, and you'll see this a lot from Rob Evans. It's the flyouts and the groundouts.
Just induces soft contact, whether it's in the air or on the ground, and that's how he got a lot of his strikeouts in Game 1. Only 1 K through 4 innings.
Had a bit of a similar approach early on collegiately, where he was averaging just about 1 strikeout per inning. At Miami, he was averaging a little bit less. He did spend some time in the MLB Draft League before coming to Cotuit, where he pitched for the West Virginia Black Bears. And with West Virginia, in 7 innings flat, he got 8 strikeouts. So hoping to bump up those punch-out numbers here in this start. He's done a great job of getting ahead in counts, as the count is now even 1-1 on Hunter Carnes. Carnes on the season hitting .326. One of 3 Gatemen hitters in this top part of the lineup card hitting above 300. Count now 1-2 on Carnes. Hunter just wrapped up his year at Florida State University, where he'll return in the fall. One and two in the dirt. Good sliding stop from Natilli. A lot of rotation at the catching position for Cotuit this season.
Lately, it's been Natilli, Luke Lavin, and Taggart Tyson, but we saw Anderson French earlier this season get a lot of reps there, and now Taggart Tyson has kind of taken his place.
2-2 is fouled off. Rob Evans doing a great job of throwing around the strike zone in this start. Saw it in his first start as well. He's not afraid to throw around the strike zone. In just one inning, it came back to bite him, but other than that, had a pretty successful day on the mound. He shakes a sign from Natilli, now has it, the 2-2. Popped up high, won't leave the infield. Johnson comes in to play it. 2 away. Back-to-back pop-outs. Nothing hard hit for Wareham yet. The batter will be Chris McHugh. Got to see McHugh when we went to Wareham the second time. Well, we went to Wareham the first time. It was the second time the two teams met this season. McHugh went 1 for 4 in that game, scored a pair of runs, reached via a walk as well. .1-0 outside.
He's one of the best power guys in the team as well. 4 homers, a couple doubles in 16 games, and he's got good plate discipline as well. 10 walks to 8 strikeouts. He's a tough out in that 3-hole.
Ketts infield playing deep. The 2-0 popped up and foul out of play. In Rob Evans' first start of the summer for Cotuit, he worked a 1-2-3 first inning. A couple of groundouts and a pop-out. Looking to do the same here. He's retired the first 2 batters he's seen. That ball's hit on a line to left field, playing it back and diving. Unable to make the catch as Winfield. That ball settles against the fence. McHugh settles with a double. First hit of the day for Wareham on a ball that started slicing late towards Winfield.
Yeah, it looks like that one kind of went right on him. Thought he had it measured a little bit farther off to his right, and then the ball just kept traveling the other way, and then all of a sudden it's out of his arm's length. There is a biting wind going in that direction, so it figures.
1 aboard with 2 outs. The designated hitter, Cade McDonald, is up, and McDonald has been swinging an incredibly hot bat as of recent. Waves and misses at the first pitch. In the past 4 games, Caden, 7 for 13, has a pair of home runs as well. 0-1. In there, a strike.
Caden McDonald's a funny case. He took 1 at-bat at Florida this year, and he was primarily a reliever, 20 appearances out of the pen, but didn't hit, and here he is just raking on Cape.
He's down in the count, 0-2. Evans delivers. Swing and a miss. Rob Evans strikes out McDonald in the first inning. His first of the afternoon will head to the bottom of 1. Kettleers due up for the first time today on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
At Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
We're offering 0% for 60 months on CAT's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Bottom of one, Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue. Connor, how will the Kettleers come to bat today?
Cam Johnson enters the leadoff spot today. Then Dean West is down to the 2-hole. It's Ryan Farber batting third. 4 through 6, it's Nolan Stevens, Jack Nantilli, and Caden Bogenpole. Luke Matthews, Case Sanderson, and Easton Winfield batting 7 through 9.
A very similar lineup card as to what the Kets looked like last time they took on Wareham. 8 out of 9 guys saw plate appearances in that matchup. They're taking on Tate McGuire today. The righty on the mound ready. His first pitch. Johnson shows bunt laid off the mound. The throw to first. Not in time. Camden Johnson shows what he could do from the leadoff spot, which is utilize his speed to get on base.
He's one of those rare guys you can just throw out there and tell him, hey, lay down a bunt even with no one on, just because he has that type of plus speed down the line.
Now you have Dean West up, who can be a secondary leadoff man as well. Both him and Johnson able to get on base at a high clip and then able to utilize their speed to get into scoring position. Defensively for the Gatemen,
Hunter Carnes playing left, Hayden Yost in center, Colin Ritchie in right, Sheehan at third, Ramirez at second, or that's Randall.
Dean West hit by a pitch, up and in on him. 2 aboard with no one out.
And then Chris Ramirez at short, McHugh at first, and Drew Rogers doing the catching for Tate McGuire.
Kettleers needing to get on early. We've seen a lot of success when the Kets are able to score first this season. 6-4-1 when they get onto the scoreboard before their opponent. And a lot of it's just building that pressure early. Ryan Farber up. Takes a first pitch strike. Farber, out of qualified Kettleers, leading the Kets in batting average. He's currently hitting .309 on the season. Just picked up hit number 30, the only Kettleer above that plateau. He's showing bunt, popped up right to the catcher. Rogers able to make a play on it. Now when you bunt, the one thing you can't do is leave it up in the air. Gives opportunity for the infield to make a play on it, and that time all Drew Rogers had to do was turn around behind home plate. Practically fell right in his lap. Still 2 on. Camden Johnson's at second. Dean West is on first. Nolan Stevens at the dish has a pair of home runs this season. Runners go. It's a double steal. Throw down to second. They've got Dean West caught in a pickle. And now Johnson breaks for home. He's going to be out by a mile. West is at second base safely. Kettleers tried to do a double steal and then work their way to getting Johnson home. Wareham ready for it.
And Johnson just did the full break to home, and it was kind of the only option there because at that point he was going to get caught in a pickle, and it's not like they're going to go back to West at second at that point. So all he could really do was break for home.
Kets run themselves into out number 2. Dean West still in scoring position. Jack Natilli. Excuse me, that's Nolan Stevens. The batter's still him. Funny, after all of that, you look and it's still just a 1-1 count now on Nolan Stevens. Natilli's on deck. Stevens hoping to extend this inning. Here's the 1-1 from McGuire. Chopped foul. McGuire, in his second season for Wareham, was what you could call the Gatemen's unofficial pitcher MVP last season. He led the Gatemen in innings pitched, and he led the Gatemen in strikeouts on the season. He threw 26 innings flat for Wareham and struck out 33 batters in those innings. Only walked 12 and only gave up 11 earned runs, a 3.81 ERA. 1-2, wave and a miss. Tate McGuire's first strikeout of the day, and it ends the inning. Kets still tied with Wareham, 0-0. We'll head to the second.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Rob Evans able to work almost a 1-2-3 inning, retired 3 of the 4 batters he faced, and looked pretty confident doing it outside of giving up a double to Chris McHugh.
And that could have been out number 3 as well. It was just a weird fly ball out to left field that the wind got a hold of and Winfield couldn't quite get to. So Evans in line for another good inning of work, and you said it, he did look really confident out there in the first.
He'll be facing 5, 6, and 7. Colin Ritchie, Vance Sheehan, and Drew Rogers. Colin Ritchie, last time versus Cotuit, blasted a 2-run home run. That was in his first plate appearance. So Cotuit not looking to give up another home run to Ritchie his first time up to bat. Strike 1. Ritchie on the year hitting a flat 200 for Wareham. He's appeared in now 17 games for the Gatemen. Looping breaking ball outside. Count evens at 1. Ritchie, the Oklahoma native, playing his ball at Oklahoma State University. High fly ball towards right field. Stevens will take just a couple steps in to make that catch. That's Nolan Stevens, who will be playing his college ball at Oklahoma. So a couple of faces that will see each other sometimes next season. Well, I will. Do they still do Bedlam in baseball? No, they ended that in football, right?
I think so. I am not really sure what that's looking like in baseball. I'm sure they try to get some action in early in the season.
Ground ball towards Farber at short. 2 away. Sheehan retired on the 6-3 putout.
Well, let's check the Oklahoma baseball schedule.
And I will say, I'm not throwing my hat into the argument for this, but Oklahoma does possess a pretty large positive differential in the football record of Bedlam, which is the matchup between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. But Oklahoma State won the last Bedlam, and there's no intention to play it anytime soon, so that just adds to the rivalry.
Well, it looks like Oklahoma's schedule isn't released yet, so I think we'll have to wait on it.
Did they play them this past season? Drew Rogers, the batter. Count is 1-0 on him.
They played him in a midweek and beat him 11-1. Oof. Run rule.
Is that the only time they played?
We're halfway through.
Is it a home and home?
It's looking like that was it.
1-1. Low.
So Bedlam on a Tuesday. Not exactly what you're used to seeing. Let's see how those two, well, I guess Nolan Stevens wasn't playing there last year, but let's see how Richie did.
Here's a 2-1 to Drew Rogers. Breaking ball inside.
Well, he went 0 for 4. So not the best day for Richie, but man, I see a lot of Cape League guys in this box score. Jackson Willits, Easton Carmichael, and Jason Walk, 2, 3, and 5 for Oklahoma.
One hopper to Farber, ranging to his left, throws across his body in time. Back-to-back 6-3 putouts. Ryan Farber sure-handed at shortstop. A 1-2-3 inning work by Rob Evans. Bottom of 2 coming up on Cape League TV.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
It's been a quick first 1.5 innings here at Lowell Park. Both pitchers doing a solid job. Rob Evans has retired 6 of 7. Tate McGuire retired 3 of 4 that he saw in the first inning. And McGuire out for his second inning of work. He'll be facing Jack Natilli, Caden Bogenpole, and Luke Matthews. And Natilli, Bogenpole, and Matthews have all been swinging very hot bats. Natilli and Matthews, especially as of recent. Bogenpole able to come into this Kettleers lineup and produce with a lot of power. Got a home run in his first game, but since then has been a little quiet in the batter's box. So looking to get back in the swing of things, Bogenpole will be the designated hitter today. Natilli up. First pitch foul tipped into the mitt. Natilli in that loss against Wareham really provided the Kettleers with a bit of life at one point. Hit a grand slam to draw the Kets close, putting a 4 spot at the top of the inning, but then the Gatemen answered with 3 in the bottom of that frame to really just wrap up a great day at the plate. One, fouled off. Natilli on the season, returning back to earth, you could say. He's hitting .267. The 1-2. Chopper towards second, under the glove of Ramirez. It stayed on the dirt, and Ramirez had his glove about a foot off the ground.
Just whiffed on it. It was right there for him. Easy ground ball straight to him. Wasn't hit super hard, but he just didn't put his glove down.
Well, that won't boost Natilli's batting average any, reaching via an error, but gets him on base for Caden Bogenpole. Bogey hitting 200 flat on the season. Bogenpole, 6'6", 240. Out of the Show Me State, wrapped up his year at Missouri State, where he was able to work a lot of high counts. Walked over 50 times, struck out over 60 times. So what you would call a 3 true outcome player. And if memory serves me right, we saw all 3 of those outcomes in his first game for the Kettleers that he appeared in. He got a home run, he got a walk, and he got a strikeout.
Heck, I think he had 3 walks.
Ripped in the air towards right field and down. Ket's able to get 2 aboard to start things here in the second, just how it was in the first. 2 on with no out.
It's good to see Bogenpole get a hit in his first at-bat. He's been kind of struggling this month. Barring a 4-hit game and the homer he hit in his debut, he has had a lot of 0 for games, including yesterday, went 0 for with 3 strikeouts, but gets a positive start to this game.
Matthews up for Cotuit. 11 ribbies on the year for Matthews. That's 3rd on the Kets. The only difference is he's appeared in about half of the games that you're seeing the others high on that stat have played in. Counts 0-1 on him. He's shown ability to drive guys in no matter where he is in the lineup card. He showed bunt first pitch. We'll see if he does it again. He will, and he lays it down the third base line. It will be a tough play for Sheehan, who got Matthews in time, but the sacrifice bunt does its job. Cotuit now has 2 runners in scoring position.
Got both guys down, and he almost beat it out himself. Matthews is fleet of foot and made his way down the line in a hurry, and you're that third baseman charging in Sheehan. You have no chance to go anywhere but first.
And we saw the first baseman, Chris McHugh, creeping in. Matthews, when he showed bunt the first time, tried to lay it down the first base line, switched things up, attempting to bunt for the second time. Here's Case Sanderson, who at one point was the Cotuit RBI leader very early on in the season, seemingly getting a sacrifice fly. I mean, it wasn't once a game, but it sure felt like it. Well, a sacrifice fly here could bring in the Kets' first run. It's a high chopper towards first. Breaking for home is Natilli, and he'll score. Sanderson out on the ground out, but the Kets strike first here at Lowell Park.
Good base running by Natilli, too. Seeing that chop high in the air, let him know he had a lot of time to get home, and he was able to jog there pretty easily. So the Cats on the board first, and that's what you need against a Wareham team that pounced on you in the last meeting.
You know, it is Christmas in July here at Lowell Park, so I think we need to start working in some holiday references. I can't think of any for what just happened, but I'll tell you what, I'm thinking of them. Winfield up now for Cotuit. Fly ball towards left field, a can of corn for Carnes. And he'll make the catch. Kettleers get the first present under the tree. Ah, that wasn't good, but there it works. You know what? The Cats are up 1-0. We'll head to the third here at Lowell Park. Merry Christmas.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
It's the third inning of Christmas here at Lowell Park. What is it, 3 French hens? We just saw 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. There we go. Rob Evans remains out on the bump for his third inning of work. He'll be facing 8, 9, and 1. Hayden Yost, Chris Ramirez, and Braden Randall. Evans able to work a 1-2-3 inning in the second, where he continued to look solid. His only blemish on the summer, the second inning of his first outing. Other than that, he has looked impressive.
He's been really solid and just pitching to soft contact continually and not doing too much. He's been working quickly as well. Only 26 pitches through 2 innings here.
Yost takes. There was a Yost drafted in the first round this past MLB draft. And, you know, it wasn't Hayden, but it was his brother, Jordan. Jordan Yost, the University of Florida commit. He just wrapped up his high school career at Sickles High School in Florida. I don't think he'll be heading to UF. Got drafted by the Detroit Tigers.
No more playing with Big Bro, I guess.
Hayden, who's up to bat right now, just wrapped up his year at the University of Florida. Counts 1-2 on him. Didn't bite at that breaking ball low and away. It's the second time we've seen an older brother here at Lowell Park whose younger brother got drafted. Same thing happened with the Willits family. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Rob Evans, his second punch out of the evening.
That breaking ball low in the zone has been his bread and butter, especially for the strikeouts. When he gets them, loves that changeup that kind of drops out.
Chris Ramirez, the 9-hole hitter, playing shortstop today for Wareham. He shows bunt. Pulled it back. Ramirez with a costly error in the bottom of the second allowed the leadoff man Jack Natilli to reach base, and Natilli ended up coming around to score. Count evens at 1-1. Santa Claus walking around the home grandstand to our lefts. He's supervising, it looks like, all the little elves who are going around with the kettle pots. In the air towards right field, a base hit for Chris Ramirez, the second hit of the day for Wareham. Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing here. Dylan Scudder is a relief pitcher for the Kettleers. And his uncle is dressing up like St. Nicholas and walking around spreading some holiday cheer.
It's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. See him out there. Took a picture with him earlier, too. You did.
I did take a picture with St. Nick. Counts 0-1 on the leadoff man, Braden Randall. He flew out to left field his first time up. Have you taken a picture with Santa Claus yet?
I have not, but that might have to be in the cards if I can track him down here later.
Someone is it Scrooge? Who's that guy from the Christmas Carol? Ebenezer Scrooge.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of an assist from our director, Sorka Lewis. You're Ebenezer Scrooge right now, man.
I didn't say I wasn't going to take a picture with him.
Oh, my bad.
I said if I can track him down. Don't mistake me for a man who doesn't enjoy Christmas. That is one heck of a holiday.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Well, got a piece of it, but that's out of the glove of Natilli. Thought it was strikeout number 3. Braden Randall able to fight and stay alive. It looks like Santa Claus is making his way towards the bullpen area. It would be nice to see if we can get Uncle Scudder near Dylan Scudder. That's a wave and a miss. Natilli doesn't even have to pounce on it. Third strikeout of the day for Rob Evans.
All these hitters are getting is cold from Rob Evans, dealing strikeout after strikeout. They can't seem to get any gifts off of him.
And it looks like Santa Claus is making his way towards the bullpen. We'll see if he puts his nephew Dylan on the naughty or nice list. First pitch swung on towards right field, and down in front of Stevens. Stopping at second is Ramirez. Gatemen will have 2 aboard with 2 outs. Chris McHugh up. In the first inning, he doubled. That was the first hit of the day for Wareham. And now Santa has taken all of his elves out to the bullpen. There's a whole holly jolly party out there. I feel like we might need to head out there next. First pitch, a ball outside.
And have a holly jolly Christmas.
It's the best time of the year.
There it is. See, we promised we'd sing on this broadcast, so there it is.
Here's the 1-0. Wave and a miss.
We'll have to bring some more out later. Well, what's your favorite Christmas carol? Or song?
Is it Nat King Cole, the old-timey Christmas artist? He's got such a great voice. I would say anything by him. He did a rendition of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen that just sounds really just boom, you know?
Sure.
I'll play it for you in between breaks, but it's honestly kind of like a pump-up song. Gets me going.
Putting it on pre-broadcast?
Yeah, we'll do it. 1-2 with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Rob Evans, he's on the nice list. 4 strikeouts today for the Miami Hurricane. Kettleers up 1-0 over the Gatemen. Bottom of the third coming up on Cape League TV.
Hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Bottom of 3 at Lowell Park. It will be 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Kettleers. Camden Johnson, Dean West, and Ryan Farber. Both Johnson and West reached base in the first inning, neither able to come around and score. But looking to build off a second inning where the Kets played their first run of the game. Johnson laid down a great bunt down the third base line and able to leg out. I mean, it won't count as an infield single, but it's like it. His speed, such a great tool. He doesn't show bunt, takes a first pitch strike. Third baseman Vance Sheehan is still playing in regardless. He takes a couple steps back now. His toes are off the infield grass. Rest of the infield playing deep for Wareham. 0-1. Fouled out of play. Wind continuing to swirl here at Lowell Park. The American flag in left center field billowing just about every direction. Trees moving constantly. 0-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch way outside. Just the second strikeout of the day for Tate McGuire. But he hasn't been needing the punch-outs this season. He's up to 5 on the summer through now 10 1/3 innings. In Dean West's first plate appearance of the game, he got plunked by a pitch from McGuire. The second time this season, West has been hit by a pitch. So we did our coaches show today with Lauren Hibbs. You can find that on Spotify, the coaches show with Lauren Hibbs. And we talked with him a bit today about Christmas in July, and we kind of threw him a curveball question that he wasn't expecting. We asked him what his favorite Christmas carol is. A very typical question you ask someone in the middle of July.
He was not aware of Christmas in July here, but now he knows.
He is well aware of the holiday spirit here at Lowell Park.
Didn't really give us a straight answer, but he said anything that's rocking, basically. So we suggested maybe Jingle Bell Rock, and he's like, yeah, that's the one. So we told him we'd sing it.
3-1. Dean West works a walk. So being men of character who are true to our word, I feel like it's only right for us to do what we told Cotuit Kettleers skipper Lauren Hibbs and sing a little bit of Jingle Bell Rock.
Can do the first couple of stanzas in this one.
Stanzas? We're getting technical.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize in advance to Ryan Farber, whose at-bat here will be serenaded by us singing Jingle Bell Rock.
A 1, a 2. all right. Let's just start.
Let's rule it out. Okay,
All
here we
right.
go. Are we just going from the get-go?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Jingle Bell.
Oh, my
man.
God.
Okay, here we go.
This isn't good.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle bell has begun.
Wow.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bells time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air.
Do we end it there? I think that was pretty
good. I think we did good.
That
was
second
solid. Verse was significantly better than the first.
Yeah, I kind of tailed off on the last bar there, so.
Ground ball into the outfield. West will turn for 3, and he'll reach safely. Ryan Farber, aided by some great Christmas caroling up in the booth, reaches base for the first time today.
I wonder if he asked St. Nick for a base hit today.
I would hope so.
Or probably a couple more than just one. But you can go over there by the home grandstand and write down your wishes to Santa Claus. So, what did you wish for?
I wished for a baseball jersey.
Nice.
An LSU Tigers baseball jersey.
Any reason why?
I'm a fan of LSU baseball, recent national champions.
What about Shreveport?
LSU Shreveport, NAIA champions, undefeated season. A lot of good baseball being played in the state of Louisiana. Nolan Stevens, 0 for 1 today. He struck out to end things in the first. And based on the number of faces we've seen from the state of Oklahoma, can say there's some good baseball being played there as well. 0-1 grounded towards first. That will score a run. Actually, it won't. The Gatemen able to turn 2. Man, a 3-6 double play negates the run as West broke from third. Great defense from Wareham to keep the Kettleers at 1. We'll head to the fourth. Ket's up 1-0 over Wareham.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Top of 4 at Lowell Park in this matchup between the Cotuit Kettleers and the Wareham Gatemen, vying for the top spot in the Western Division. And now taking things over on play-by-play for the middle 3 innings, our very own Brooke Kilgore.
Thank you, Chris. Such a lovely introduction as always. Welcome back to the top of the 4th inning. Rob Evans back for his 4th outing of work here at Lowell Park, looking to get things going. Of course, the Cotuit Kettleers with a 1-0 lead so far in this game. Currently in the box, it's Caden McDonald, the designated hitter. Evans unloads that one for a strike. His previous at-bat, which we saw in the first inning, a strikeout for Evans on that one. McDonald looking to shape things up here in the fourth. Loads, they're going to call that one a strike as well.
Jeffrey Kinney, who's calling the balls and strikes, he's been favoring the outside part of the zone, so you have to lengthen that strike zone just a little bit when you're batting.
0-2 pitch. Unloads and takes it just downstairs. Heard a little bit that you guys were talking about Christmas references, as it is Christmas in July. I believe they're calling it today. Fun fact, I was born 5 days before Christmas. My middle name is Noel for that reason.
Oh, that
There
is
you go.
a cool fun fact.
There you go. We're in the spirit up here in the box. That one is wide, 2-2 count.
Now, is it spelled Noel like the typical Christmas rendition of it?
No, actually, my parents were thinking of keeping, you know, I've got several double letters in my name, so it's Noelle, as that is rung up. McDonald takes his second strikeout of this game. Due up, Colin Ritchie, the right fielder. But yeah, you got 2 O's in Brook, 2 L's, 2 E's in Noel, and then 2 L's in Kilgore. So parents were really creative. They had a lot of time to think about that.
I bet. Doing all that Christmas shopping beforehand, and then you get all the time in the world to think about your name.
Hey, my dad was just happy I was a tax write-off.
Oh, jeez.
Evans unloads this one. Called a strike. Colin Ritchie in his last at-bat in the second inning flew out to right field in that one. Haven't seen him since. 16 games played so far for this Wareham Gatemen roster, batting 200, 8 runs and 11 hits. Just outside on the right. Also has 4 home runs, so he's kind of vying for that Jack Natilli offensive prowess out here. Sends it just foul off towards the Wareham Tide dugout. Chris, do you have any connections to Christmas? Any fun facts like that? Or is it just a fun little time for your family to get together, I should say?
I mean, you know, my name's Chris, so back in elementary school, they would call me Chris Kringles.
Aww. I love that. Did he go? They are saying he didn't. Sends that one as a ball. 2-2 count here. Chris Kringle.
So for a while, my profile picture for my school ID was Santa Claus.
Oh, wow. You could get your ID changed. That's interesting. Ball goes straight into the glove of Case Anderson, bobbles it a bit, and it's dropped, allowing Ritchie to get to first base safely.
E3 gets Ritchie on base. We saw Jack Natilli reach via an error in the second, and he came around to score. So for the Kettleers now, you don't want to give anything up after a Gateman batter reaches via an error.
Miami connection here. Vance Sheehan, the third baseman, taking the plate now against Miami pitcher Rob Evans. Of course, in the pregame show, you guys talked about the trajectory that Evans has had to get to this point as this one's sent straight into the glove. Oh, Ryan Farber turning it over and sends it straight to Case Anderson for the double play. That'll conclude the top of the fourth inning here at Lowell Park. We'll be back in just a second with more from the Kettleers offense.
There's a 0 chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAT is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance, 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left. One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source. that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One Source, with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
Back here in the bottom of the 4th inning, it is Tate McGuire still on the mound for another outing of work here. As the Wareham Gatemen try and get themselves, or keep themselves off the board. Keep the Cotuit Kettleers off the board any further. But of course, they've got CCBL All-Star and CCBL Player of the Week, Jack Natili, headed into the batter's box. One of a quiet evening. Of course, he reached first on an error off the shortstop earlier this game, a ball that kind of went straight under the glove. It looked like he had it and just went straight into the outfield. So, chance to get another one here. Tilly takes that first ball. Of course, excited to see what he has to do in the All-Star game. Seems very pumped to be there. The starting catcher, of course, for the West Division. So, a lot of great things for him. Of course, that fantabulous week. 5 home runs in 4 games. Sends that one up to the third base side. They're going to try and send it on over. McHugh gets it done.
And Natili's had a bit of a quiet week after really just lighting up every aspect of the stat sheet in his Cape League Player of the Week award. This week he's now 3 for 19. I had to do some quick math in my head. So hitting just below 175 this week, it's been a bit of a bounce back type of approach for him at the plate. To go from where you're hitting a home run every game to where you're getting walked intentionally just because pitchers are scared to throw to you, to having to battle, it's been a bit of adjustment for Natili. But it really speaks to the type of character he is to really battle things out throughout this summer. Because Natili's been in this spot before, and it led to him having that incredible offensive outburst.
Slugging .600 there in that week. 5 home runs. Caden Bogenpole fouling that one out to the left side. Of course, a little bit of a quiet season so far from him, coming in, sending 1 yard right after Rentaro Sasaki a couple weeks back. But since then, batting .200, 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 home run, that 9 RBI as well. Looking to cause some commotion out there in the outfield. Sends that one, pops it straight up. McHugh looking to turn it around, and it's McGuire who gets Caden Bogenpole out. Second one of this inning.
Outside of the second inning where Cotuit plated the run, Tate McGuire has looked impressive up on the mound. And even in that second inning, it's an unearned run for Tate as Natili, who scored, reached via the air. So McGuire continues to have just a good season. He's lowered his ERA down to $1.54 in just over 10 innings of work. And he's not even having the strikeout numbers that he had in college or last season with Wareham.
In the box now, Luke Matthews. Yesterday, getting things started when I had my play-by-play debut. He gave me something to talk about there in the 5th inning, but looking to get things done. Of course, 5-3 play last time he was in the second. Call that one a strike. He's been pretty consistent so far in his appearances. The Kent State second baseman, 325, 8 runs and 13 hits for him. Can put the ball into play. Just downstairs for Matthews. So McGuire with Arkansas. There's some rumors. I don't know if you remember former pitcher Joey Volchko for the Cotuit Kettleers. Arkansas fans are semi-convinced that they're going to get him.
Joey Volchko?
Joey Volchko, pitcher out of Stanford who just entered the transfer portal a couple weeks ago. Throwing, 100-mile fastballs averaging. 2 could be teammates relatively soon.
Woo pig.
Woo pig.
He plays some great baseball at Arkansas. They packed that stadium out as well. Arkansas fans consistently getting in line well before gates open to bring their picnic tables in, I think.
Matthews sends that one over to the third base side. Sheehan makes the play towards McHugh. They're going to call him for the bottom of the fourth inning. We get back, we'll see a little bit more of this Kettleers defense. You're listening on Cape League TV.
Seas ice cream and taste the difference. Get your 50/50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
For a 5th inning of work here at Lowell Park. See what he can produce here as Kettleers hold on to that 1-0 lead over the Wareham Gatemen. I mean, last time we saw Gatemen and the Kettleers face off, it was a really high-scoring game, Chris.
It was a total of 27 runs between the two teams, and I mean, it was a lot of offense. A lot of it done by Wareham, especially with some of the guys in the lineup card today. Colin Ritchie, who just was up last inning, got a home run in that game. And that's not even including some of the faces who appeared in the game that aren't in the lineup card today. Colby Turner went 4 for 5 in that game with 7 RBIs. And he's not in the lineup card today.
Was also the Jack Natilli grand slam that kept the Kettleers out of mercy rule elimination in that game. Up into the box, Drew Rogers, the former Brewster Whitecap. Played 9 games with them up in the Cape. This season so far, averaging 169, the exact same average he had with Brewster. And he's from Tempe, Arizona, so you know I have to give him a shout out. Love to see a hometown kid. Evans delivers. Did he go? They are saying he did not. Or they did, excuse me. Late call there. 1-1 count here at Lowell Park. Checking him again. They're saying he did go. Evans ahead here in this count. He's done pretty well tonight. About 5 strikeouts for him. Comparison to the last time he played against them. Pitch all the way to the side. Of course, we talked about the wide strike zone. Maybe not all the way out there.
I think that was a slight miss for Rob Evans.
Takes the step up and swings. It's the 6th strikeout for Rob Evans this game so far. Sad to see an Arizona kid go, but of course, business as usual for the Kettleers.
Oh, Rob Evans has had a great day on the mound. 6 strikeouts. He's only allowed 3 hits so far, and he's kept the Gatemen off the scoreboard, which is massive in a game where both offenses can get runs across quickly. So limiting that for as much as possible really sets you up for success. The Kettleers bullpen has been putting up solid numbers all season. So for Evans, it's just limiting the amount of arms that you need to use.
Just a couple of games ago against Hyannis, only 2 arms really appeared. 1 out of the bullpen, Bo Sampson there. Like you said, this Kettleers bullpen has just been fantastic this season. Consistent deliveries from them on all cylinders. In the box now, Hayden Yost, the center fielder from Florida, celebrate his brother the other day, being selected 24th overall by the Detroit Tigers. Congratulations to Jordan. Right out of high school, they were actually going to play together at Florida this upcoming year. Sends that one straight into the glove of Sanderson, who picks it up this time. Steps on the base. Quick out.
It's been a lot of quick outs today for Evans as well. He's already worked a pair of 1, 2, 3 innings. And in the innings he hasn't, he's been in command. One of those was the third, where he was able to strike out the side, only giving up a couple of base hits in between.
Right-handed batter's box. Chris Ramirez, the shortstop, entering in from California Baptist. So far, 4 games for the Wareham Gatemen. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 RBI, batting .455. So, short time wearing the red and gray, but productive outing for him so far. Call that one a strike. 1-1 your count.
Ryan Egan beginning to warm up in the Kettleers bullpen. This would, if he comes into the game, this would be his first appearance in a Kettleers uniform, but he joins a bullpen that has had, like we've been talking about, just a great summer. The Kets relievers as a whole sporting a 3.08 ERA, over 131 innings of relief work. That ERA mark is atop the Cape League by a substantial margin. Orleans, who's in second, is nearly 35 points behind the Kettleers at that mark. The Firebirds with a 3.42 ERA.
Two count. Sends that one over into left field. Drops just in front of Winfield. Ramirez makes his way to first as we head towards the top of the order here. Back up at bat, Braden Randall, the Ole Miss second baseman. 20 games played so far, 12 runs, 22 hits, 306 average on the season. Evans keeping an eye out at first as he throws over. Checks Ramirez.
Randall has done a solid job at the leadoff spot. Doesn't quite rack up the RBIs, but he leads the Gatemen in hits. He currently has 22 on the summer.
Over the head of Farber into center field. Dean West looking to pick it up. Runners out the corners here. See, Evans has got to make some tough decisions, keeping an eye on third and first now. Don't want an opportunity to load the bases. Of course, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, but 1, 2, 3 innings have happened. Fortunately, it's not this one.
That was a great hit and run executed by Wareham. Ramirez off before the crack of the bat, and as Tim O'Connor, the pitching coach for the Kettleers, walks out to the mound, he gives a motion to the bullpen. Looks like it will be the end of the road for Rob Evans.
All right, well, when we come back after this short break, we'll give you everything you need to know about the Kettleers' newest arm. We'll be back in just 1 second.
Beacon Gardens is a proud sponsor of the Kets, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is your go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Go Cats!
Need an ice cream fix this summer? Stop by the Four Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit Four Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Mound now for the Cotuit Kettleers, Ryan Egan, a righty out of Fordham baseball. Finished his last season, 23 2/3 innings pitched. ERA here, 2.66. So substantial year. Of course, you spend that much time out on the mound, only giving up 2.66. Done pretty well. Chris, what do you got to say?
He was primarily a reliever for Fordham. 20 appearances, all out of the bullpen. And he only allowed 7 earned runs in 23 2/3 innings. So able to come in with a lot of command. A 6'2", 220 righty with a bit of a sidearm delivery. So able to come across, especially towards these left-handed batters. And he'll be facing a righty, Hunter Carnes, to start. But played his college ball in New York. Played his high school ball in Connecticut. He's spent the past 2 summers with the New Britain Bees of New Britain, Connecticut in the Futures Collegiate League. So he spent a lot of his life up here in the Northeast. This is home to him.
Of course, looking to get himself out of this jam, runners on first and third. That will, Evans' time is not concluded until the end of this inning, so we cannot officially give final stat line, but 4 2/3 innings for the Miami kid. Egan stepping on the plate. He'll face off against Hunter Carnes, left fielder out of FSU. Righty on righty matchup here. Loads, they call that a strike. First pitch is a Kettleer. Nice to put it away.
Good start to your time in the maroon pinstripes.
Ball down in the dirt. Count tied at 1-1. So Chris, I hear you have some sort of fascination with the Santa running around here for Christmas in July. You got a photo with him earlier from what I heard.
I did get a photo with Santa Claus. I mean,
did he go? He did not.
He's giving me presents.
He
so
did.
I need to give my respect to the man,
Always good to see you indulging in some community cheer.
I have to.
No necklace for you, though. Gave out an assortment. I've got 3 on. Feel a little greedy now. Ball down. 2-2 count. Now I've got gingerbread men and penguins and stuff, so if you want one of them, I'm willing to give it up.
I think I'm going to have to snag one.
All right. No. A lot of great festivities today put together by our event director, Ashley Young. He's doing a great job bringing the community together here at Lowell Park. And Tilly looking. Runners advance to scoring position on second and third. Hunter Carnes still sitting in the batter's box. Big swing, and that ends the inning. Egan getting himself out of a jam and keeping Wareham scoreless. We'll be back bottom of the 6th, excuse me, in just 1 second. The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Of the fifth, I should say. Tate McGuire still on the mound for the Wareham Gatemen. Looking to keep Cotuit at that 1-0 deficit so far. Case Sanderson stepping on the mound. Of course, I have Connor Shue with me now. Chris has wandered off, really excited to go talk to Santa and try and do a sideline hit. So we'll hopefully hear from him soon. Really excited to see what he has to say for that.
I think the goal might be to get Santa out there in the on-deck circle with him. So we'll see if he's successful.
I can't wait to hear it. Taking each other's positions real fast. Of course, Case Sanderson, last time the Gatemen were here at Lowell Park, that walk-off, that 2-1 victory in the second game of the season. Can you believe it's been that long?
It really doesn't feel like it. I'm looking at the calendar right now, and that was, geez, that's over a full month ago at this point. It's unreal.
Crazy to think it's been that long. Loads, they're going to check to see if he went. Say he did. Case Sanderson down in the count, 0-2. Still remember trying to get a hold of Case after all that, and they had already dunked him with the Gatorade. I was so upset. It's a sideline reporter's dream to get that interview and have to run away as they're coming carrying that Gatorade jug. Fortunately, it did not happen.
Still looking for the first one this summer, right?
I know, yes. Jaron Avincula's walk-off earlier in this, or a couple of weeks ago, too. Wyatt Halverson was already running in the outfield before I could get a chance to get Jaron. So I'll have to have a word with the dugout. Guire unloads. 2-2 count for Case. He's been consistent at first base for the past couple of weeks. You know, we had that little bit of a rotation when Rentaro Sasaki was still present on the team, but 231 batting, 6 runs, 15 hits, and 8 RBI for the Cornhusker.
He's been solid. I mean, he's a guy who's reliable near the bottom of the order, can give you a couple knocks every once in a while, and it seems like whenever he has a good day, the Kets have a good day.
I like the way you think, Connor. Let's keep that positivity up here in the press box.
I try.
Swings and is sent back to the dugout for the first strikeout this half inning. McGuire having a bit of a quiet day. I mean, you take a look at the two stat sheets. Evans just unloading them practically everywhere. McGuire only 3 today. Came into this game with 3 overall on the season, so he's basically tying his season high at this point.
Yeah, he hasn't been a big strikeout guy yet, which he was much more of at Arkansas. So more of a ground ball approach, but he's still been getting success with it.
Foul ball for Easton Winfield as we head towards the bottom of the I was reading transfer portal while I said that. Easton is in the transfer portal at this moment after leaving Texas. But for the left fielder, pretty consistent. He was kind of that go-to guy a couple of weeks ago. I believe it was the Hyannis game. Putting balls in play, doubles and singles everywhere you looked. Down in the count, 0-2. So I asked Chris, Connor, you have any fun Christmas, what's the word that you guys were using earlier? Just fun little anecdotes about Christmas or anything like that?
Sure.
We'll take that.
Geez, I guess there's not too many specific memories, but it was always fun back in the day going over to Grandma and Grandpa's house and just enjoying a nice Christmas dinner. And we would always make this Black Russian cake before every holiday, basically, and Christmas was the big one. So it's a family tradition, so that was huge.
Okay, what is Black Russian cake? I've never heard of that.
It's like, I don't really know how to describe it. I mean, it's like this. I think my family's going to disown me after this performance to this point.
Apology to the shoes.
I've helped my family make it. I mean, it is a cake of darker color as evidenced by the Black Russian cake, but
I would hope so.
It's got almost like a vanilla-y taste to it.
Ball out to the shortstop, connecting. McHugh That sends Camden Johnson out for the third out of this inning. Take a quick break. We'll discuss more about this Black Russian cake in a little bit, but when we come back on Cape League TV, Cotuit Kettleers back on defense.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generatic automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily, using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally at Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly sponsoring the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. They're the go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965.
Top of the sixth inning. Ryan Egan warming up on the mound. We just got Rob Evans' final stat line, 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, but get this, no walks, no runs, and 6 strikeouts. Great day for him in his second game as a Kettleer.
He was really good. I mean, nothing to snooze at. He brought out the strikeout stuff, which is something he didn't really show us in that first start. Only 1 punch out in 4 innings, but 6 4 2/3, and keeping control of the strike zone. Really, there should be no complaints about this start from Evans.
Egan facing off with the first baseman, McHugh. Last time we saw Egan, just an inning ago, I should say, struck out Hunter Carnes with runners in scoring position. Great way to start your first outing as a Ket, as that ball is called a strike. Did we ever finish this Black Russian cake discussion? I feel like your family really wants to know if you can describe it.
Well, it's like a vanilla-y cake, which I best had in the winter months. I don't know why, but I feel like it kind of brings that vibe.
Okay.
And it's like, I think the most unique part of it is Kahlua is a big part of the recipe. Pour a little bit of that over the cake once you're pretty much finished. It's a nice dressing and finish to it, but I guess there's nothing too special to it, I guess, like ingredient-wise. I feel like I'm about to describe how to actually make the cake.
We'll pause this game for your cooking show.
A few eggs, a couple tablespoons of sugar, I'm pretty sure. Ah, man, I think I'm missing some more, but there's some of that is fresh in the mind.
Okay. They might let you back into the kitchen this Christmas.
I think so, and yeah, my dad reminded me the Kahlua and the vodka is a big part of the cake, and and that's what I think makes the cake very unique and gives it a little bit of a different taste, because you can't really taste it, but it gives a kick to the vanilla cake taste.
Ball into the glove of Farber, sends it over to Sanderson, who makes the play in time to retire McHugh. Sorry to interrupt your story there. I apologize.
You're good. I mean, that was pretty much the end of it.
Okay.
Not much else to say there.
Stepping up to the box now, Caden McDonald, the designated hitter. I heard you guys talking about it a little earlier on the broadcast with my AirPod in, but he's also a pitcher. Surprisingly, a guy you can see do both. That's usually more high school, we would say. He's at college. He's usually the guy to go-to pitcher, 1 2/3 innings so far, as he sends that one out to center field. Winfield gloves it with Dean West close behind. Second out of this inning.
And you can see, despite primarily being a pitcher, he's got some pop in his bat. That was a good drive out to left field, but Easton Winfield has range there, and he made the grab.
I was really excited to talk more about that pitcher side of him. I had all these notes prepared for it, but as Chris said, you really only get 10 seconds to talk about what you prepped.
It's things move fast here. You know, they say that I think you only use 10% of your prep in every game on average, and that's just I think that's kind of a myth, but I believe it. I mean, a lot of times there's a lot that you leave on the table, especially on the radio, but Here, I'd say there's a little more time to, I guess, go over this stuff because he was just up to bat, so I think you could finish the story if you want.
All right. Well, at Florida, 1 2/3 innings pitched and 4 strikeouts for him, and then comes over for the Gatemen, 16.2 innings pitched, a 4.32 ERA, 2 wins, 1 loss, and 12 strikeouts for him. So I would definitely be a little scared to see him coming up to the plate, considering he can do both.
And Egan got him out.
To be fair, I'm not a baseball player, so I'm sure they're used to this at this point. Big swing for Colin Ritchie, right fielder from Oklahoma State. But no, Chris should hopefully be doing a sideline hit very soon. We were talking when we were off the air. Connor, you were supposed to do one, but you chickened out
I wouldn't
on
say
us.
supposed to. I had nothing prepared. This was a discussion maybe 45 minutes before game
Tried
time.
45 seconds before game time.
Yeah, so I don't need my name dragged through the mud here. Jeez. Next game.
If I remember, the reasoning may have been to clean up some of that stubble.
Yeah,
I don't know if we can call that stubble anymore. It looks like a full beard.
I could use a shave, to say the least.
I could too. Don't worry. My beard's in full growth mode right now, as you know. And there you have it. Sorry for the delayed reaction. Rung him up. Again. Straight innings, 1, 2, 3 after getting a strikeout to conclude the 5th. We're going to head to the middle of the 6th inning, but when we come back, you'll get more from your Kettleers batting order. You're listening on Cape League TV.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers top of the order is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Inning, my last inning on play-by-play before I transition to color commentary. So gracious as always to Connor Shue and Chris Albright for the opportunity. Pitching change for the Wareham Gatemen. Whoa. Ty Stark up on the mound. If you were listening to our away game just a week ago or so, you would remember he has a bit of an interesting pitch, right, Connor?
And he really does. He's got a unique motion over there on the mound.
Sorry, we had to pause for a quick photo up here in the booth. Apologies.
Yeah, I don't know why I just stopped talking during that. I think I could have made it more natural.
You cut me off. You were like, we're looking at this camera now. So thank you to Dennis, our team photographer, for flicking that up. My dad will be really happy about that. But back to Ty Stark.
Shout out to Dennis. But Ty Stark, the lefty out of Louisville, he's been having a nice year. 476 earned run average on the summer in 5 2/3, 8 strikeouts, and he has a really unique sidearm delivery out there on the hill, and it's made even more unique by his build.
I thought you were calling me off of saying his pitch was interesting for a second. I thought I was in trouble for saying that. And I look over and you're just pointing to the corner. I thought Chris was ready to go.
No sideline hits right now.
No Chris.
Especially not when Ryan Farber's on deck. I don't think he's going to step in the circle now.
I think Chris would lose his head if he was over there.
I think so. I don't know if he'd know where to look.
Ty Stark taking the mound. Or at least his second appearance against the Kettleers. Dean West entering the box, the lefty from UCLA. I love telling this story, so we might as well tell it again in case you didn't hear it yesterday. Dean West helping bring UCLA to Omaha for the first time since 2013. His main goal, to put West Coast baseball back on the map.
And it's incredible because in your mind, you think of UCLA like it's a great athletics school, but the baseball program in recent years just hasn't been what it was. And this year they outplayed almost everybody in the Big Ten and were incredible. And you said it, made it to Omaha to the College World Series. And they are helping put West Coast baseball back on the map.
First strike for Stark here on the mound. Count 1-1. West actually went viral during the College World Series with a phenomenal catch. I don't remember off the top of my head the team that they were up against, but it was a play that, great save over there by Sheehan, tossing it to first, trying to tag him out, and they get him.
Wow.
Always right in the middle of me telling some great story about them. Dean West, the first out, the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, that was a hot grounder down the third base line, and the third baseman Sheehan just came up with it like it was nothing and almost missed the throw, but McHugh, the first baseman, made a great save, just barely tagged West on his back before he could hit first.
West is speedy, too, so that's really hard to do. But, of course, that catch that he had in the College World Series, diving for it, hat went flying. Absolute athlete out of UCLA. Fan favorite, Ryan Farber, in the box here. Always such a great guy to talk to. His family is here this week, actually. His sister in support, which was really cool. Got to see his dog the other day.
What's his dog's name?
I don't know. I saw it from a distance.
Oh.
Missed bark in the park by 2 days, unfortunately, as that one's called a strike. Farber, just a great guy. Of course, we see him in the outfield running around. No shoes, no shirt, really connecting back with the roots, as they would say. And it grounds him. It gets him ready for these games. Pre-work mentality is important to him, as we talked to him in the All-Star interview with Peyton Manka. Sends that one straight up into the second baseman's glove. Right over for McHugh for the second out.
And I think you talk about those guys who really have that lunch pail mentality. Ryan Farber is one of them. He's always the first guy at the park, like you said, just doing his way pregame work, I guess you could call it. Just gets him grounded and gets him ready for the day. And you can't blame him. I mean, you're getting some sunlight. Maybe not today necessarily. I mean, it's been pretty gloomy.
Really. A little blue sky up in there.
The whole way. You can see some pockets here and there. This is the best it's looked all day.
One of my favorite memories, Ryan Farber, that pitch is unloaded into the dirt. We're doing a catching up with the Kets video. I'm there for moral support. I don't know if it was the Peyton Manka one or not. And all of a sudden, you just see a flash of green run by. And you're like, who is that? There's someone going crazy in the outfield. Ryan Farber, as that ball is gloved straight into the glove of Sheehan, back to McHugh. Signature play. Of course, I want to quickly finish this Farber story, and you look up and Farber's just bolting it down towards center field. Great for him. Well, we're going to turn over the reins after the half of this inning, but when we come back, Connor Shue is back on the mic.
Hey, it's Chris, and when I'm looking for a cold treat, I go to 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Hi, I'm Connor Shue. Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
The Kettleer Interns and the very popular t-shirt toss are brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927.
What's up, going into the top of 7 over the Wareham Gatemen. I'm Connor Shue, back on the mic here for some play-by-play action, joined by Brooke Kilgore, and we'll call him our sideline reporter right now. Chris Albright is messing around somewhere in the ballpark. he can't sit still if he doesn't have a headset on.
No, he cannot. He was adamant he was going to go do the sideline hit. The most adamant I've seen him about anything ever, and just no view of him whatsoever. I'm trying to see if I can spot him at the Christmas table. Nope.
My guess would be he's by the media table on the right side. That's my best bet. So, coming up to bat for the Wareham Gatemen, it's Van Sheehan, Drew Rogers, and Hayden Yost. Righty, lefty, batting 6th through 8th. Pitching against them, Ryan Egan threw an inning and a third. Egan deals home. That's bunted high in the air and fell. So Sheehan 1 for 5 yesterday. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts today. But Brooke, we gotta talk about this. A live post game for you, I guess. Your first long-term play-by-play debut. You won an inning last time, but this time 3. What do you think?
It's definitely a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I've only ever done hockey before, and that's a completely different game than baseball. Ooh, that came right at us.
Lost control of that one.
But, you know, hockey, you've got to be talking every single second. There's always some sort of play happening on either side of the ice. And you get to baseball, and it's like, oh, I have like 10 seconds to just kind of look around and catch my breath before I call the next play. So it's comfortable. And, of course, I have you guys up here in the booth, so makes it even more fun.
Oh, we appreciate that. And baseball, I think it is one of the, I'd say probably the most relaxing sport to call, I think. And even to listen to, I'd say it's a nice pastime. You hop in the car, you turn on the radio, you get the baseball game on. I think it's just tradition. Egan fires the 1-2. It's a touch low. He's having a nice day in his Kettleers debut. Threw an inning and a third to this point. Coming in relief of Rob Evans, who was spun 4 2/3 scoreless. Egan from Fordham misses. So I think in the 7th inning stretch, there's a chance we're going to have Ryan Farber's sister, Austin, sing the 7th inning stretch, sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll have that live.
She is a very sweet kid. That one goes foul. Very sweet kid. She's always there waiting to ask if her brother's going to get interviewed, getting signatures from the guys. They actually had her hold, I don't know if you saw that TikTok that we did the other day, the reaction test where the bars drop from that long stick. You have to try and catch all of them. She was holding that for Wyatt Halverson, just really engaged with the team in her time here. She's really cool to talk to.
Shout out to Austin. That's ball 4 to Sheehan. He gets on base for the first time today. Up comes Drew Rogers. Catcher batting right-handed. It's a beautiful night here, starting to show through some blue sky through the clouds. Well, I think we were a little premature. Our contact for this performance of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, it's been quashed here, so we'll pretend we didn't say anything.
Chris, the sideline reporting communication is coming and going. He said negative just now on that.
Well, it's a minute after he confirmed it, so come on, Chris.
And bad news, Santa has left Lowell Park.
Oh, no.
So no interview for Chris.
It's Christmas in July. How can you not stay for the whole game?
Oh, no. Oh, I know Chris is just absolutely devastated and heartbroken over that.
My thought is he might just be here out of costume, hanging around amongst the common folk, and we just have no idea what he looks like.
I mean, I did speak to a member of the Dylan Scudder family who said he had really big aspirations to be Santa, you know, to try and be that person. So maybe there's a chance he got to achieve his dream. I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt that.
No?
You never know. I think
he had the beard for it, so I'll give him credit.
Yeah, if you got a beard, I think you can qualify as Santa. At least a big one.
You would love this. When I was a kid, anytime I saw a man with a white beard, I would immediately assume it was Santa. So I'd go up to random guys and just ask if they were Santa. My dad was so embarrassed.
Oh, my gosh. That's one of those little kid stories that you just look back and laugh on. It's like everyone's got one of those.
And yours is forgetting how to make Black Russian cake.
Yes, it is. And my parents actually sent me the recipe.
Oh, did they?
So we'll throw it out there for fun. So here we go. 1 regular package of yellow cake mix, half a cup of sugar.
Check it first.
A 6-ounce package of instant chocolate pudding, a cup of oil, 4 eggs, half a cup of vodka, half a cup of Kahlua, half a cup of water, and then there's a glaze that's made of powdered sugar and Kahlua. So it's there's the book. So if you want to clip that and make some of your own.
Slow that down a little bit just to process that. What does the oven need to be set to? Do you know?
Gosh, let's see. I think it's 400.
400, okay.
Well, let's see if I'm right. 350. I was in
350.
I was in the ballpark, I guess.
Oh, no.
Yikes. I'll need to rein that in. Shot high in the air, foul territory. Johnson looking straight up, and he has to run over. He missed it. That's a base hit. Toss over to second, gets the force out. So 1 down on an interesting, single. It's certainly one way to get one.
Have to ask you, of course, if that ball had landed and not on the air by Cam there, would you call that a bloop single? My dad is trying to convince me that is a real term.
No, it is.
Okay. So what qualifies as a bloop single for you?
I think if you, let's say if it doesn't have to be exactly like this, but if you hit it softly, like just over the third baseman's head and it drops into shallow left, I think that qualifies as a bloop single.
Okay.
I think what just happened there is, it's pretty unique. I mean, usually that's a pop-out, but that time it was a really, really high bloop single. We'll say that. Working term. Another throw down to first. Drew Rogers, the catcher over there.
So they're not ruling that one an error.
No,
Cam Johnson.
that's going to be a single because he didn't touch the ball, and it was ruled that it was a tough play for him to make and wouldn't have naturally made. So that will be ruled a single. Or no, hold on. So the official ruling is he pops into a force out. They are not going to call it a single for Drew Rogers. So he just reaches on, I guess you'd call that a fielder's choice, as that's roped into right field. A base hit for Hayden Yost. Chugging around second is Drew Rogers, and he's into third. That throw is high and out of. We'll see if they rule that out of play. It bounced into the netting. If they do, Rogers will be awarded a run. So, no, they're going to keep him at third. So, runners at the corners now. Hard hit ball into right by Hayden Yost. We haven't even had a chance to talk about him.
I know, right? Just, appearance in the third inning, a strikeout, and then a ground ball straight to first last time he was up at bat.
I think there's going to be a new pitcher coming in for the Cats. Ryan Egan's day is done. A couple of base hits allowed. If these runners score that are on right now, they'll be tabbed to him. New pitcher, we'll get you him in a moment here in the top of the 7th inning. 1 down, Cats up 1-0.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Hey, it's Chris here. From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot in Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing, where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
New pitcher out there for the Kettleers is Zane Starling making his debut. The right-hander out of North Florida. 225 earned run average in the Valley League earlier this summer, actually. So he's warm.
He's warm. Yep. Love to hear it.
16 innings of action there. Made 6 saves in 12 appearances. He's warmed up, you know?
100% warmed up. I do have to look over your shoulder. Your computer just died on me, so I can't pull up any stats on him. But yeah, a lot of time in the NCAA. Good amount of performances, 4 games in 2024 at the age of 18. 1 win for him at 19.
North Florida? Let's see what their mascot is. I can't bring that one up off the top of my head. I know a couple. They're the Ospreys.
Ospreys.
Ah, gosh.
Please.
The Ospreys.
Ospreys, there you go.
That's just my Midwest accent. That's hit through the hole. That'll score a run. Rogers coming home. Getting the wave is Yost. Play at the play. Got him. 2 down. And a seed from left field by Easton Winfield keeps it a 1-1 game. What a throw.
Natilli confident on that tag, too. Nice little spin action there to make sure he tagged him out.
So that run will go to Ryan Egan's line. And A is done after Yost got retired as well. 1 1/3 innings. 2 hits allowed, an earned run, a walk, and a strikeout for Ryan Egan. Actually, inning in 2/3. Check that. So
It was a pretty quick appearance.
he was in and out. Worked a quick first inning. Saw some trouble in this frame. But all around, a solid appearance in Egan's Kettleer debut. And another one right here for Zane Starling. The star on the top of the Kettleers Christmas tree.
Aw, I love that.
See, we're trying to work some Christmas stuff in there. Runner goes, throw down by Natilli. Ball popped out of the glove of Ryan Farber. So reaching second is Chris Ramirez. So we were talking Christmas carols earlier, Chris and I. Now I have to ask you, what's your favorite?
Is it bad to say the Alvin and the Chipmunks one?
Not at all.
The Christmas one that's like really high pitched. I don't know. That's just the first one that comes to mind. Like I've never seen a caroler, so.
Never.
Never.
What?
No, they've never come to our door. We live in California, at least. We lived in a pretty remote place. We wouldn't even get trick-or-treaters or, you know, like the
Wow.
people who normally come knock on your door asking for stuff. They'd leave us alone.
Jeez,
So
that's-
no carolers in the Kilgore family. So I'd have to say the Alvin and the Chipmunks song is probably my best bet.
Unbelievable. It's a good choice, but I can't believe you've never seen carolers. Lifted high and fell. But I think we definitely come from different places because I
we
was
do
from
too.
a small town, and you get carolers every Christmas season. I think I'll probably see some in Kansas this
Oh, yeah.
fall as well, I'm sure. That's rocketed out into right field, a base hit, and it's played off of the glove of Nolan Stevens, allowing the runner to come all the way home. Ramirez scores on the Randall single.
A lot of dropped balls today, especially going underneath the glove, in the glove, and just falling out. Just not a lot of consistency in terms of the fielding today, especially in these later innings.
You're not wrong. That's the second error tabbed to Cotuit. There's already one on the board for Wareham, but for Wareham, it can't get much worse than a game they had earlier this season. Right before they played Cotuit a couple weeks ago on the 6th, they had 7 errors in a loss. That is the league high this year, to say the least.
I believe there's a record with that as well, or at least they were chasing a record of most errors in a single game in league history. I believe it was somewhere in those.
I don't
in
know
that
about
stretch.
chasing, but
I don't think anyone actually chases errors. Oh. Well, that
Well,
was actually right after we had that, league high runs and hits.
Yeah.
So maybe I was thinking of the wrong.
it was the
stat.
same day that Cotuit scored 19 on Brewster, which was the league high this year.
Yes. And then Wareham about almost broke that the next game.
They scored 16 against the Kettleers. That was a tough one, to put it simply. This game, it's 2-1, much lower scoring. This was the final of the first meeting between these two teams, but Cotuit was on the winning side.
Remember, back to that game, practically no offense happened there. Little to no runs, and I believe all the runs were actually scored in the 10th inning.
They were. I think there was only one hit going into the top of the 10th, and like you said, no runs. You don't really see that too often, but that's the beginning of the season where everyone's getting used to swinging wood bats consistently, so the offense is down league-wide at that point. Hunter Carnes is up to bat. He's 1 for 3 today with a single. 2-1 ball game. Gatemen are up.
So I have to ask, in a game like that, the second one of the season, what do you guys talk about up here? Do you remember?
We talked a lot about how the offenses were struggling. That was a big talking point, to say the least.
You weren't hitting the applause button yet or anything like that?
That came in game, what is this? This is 28, so
jeez.
Go back a couple. We were in Bourne on Saturday, and Chris and I were celebrating the victory with the applause button. That is smacked high into left field. Deep drive. Winfield back on it. Turned him around, and that one, I think that's over the fence. A home run for Hunter Carnes. Makes it a 4-1 ball game. Man, it looked like that one was about to drop before the wall. Winfield was chasing it down. It turned him around and then went right over the fence. Had no chance to play it.
He definitely leaped for it. Of course, that vertical comes in handy in those situations, but just bounced right behind him. Couldn't do much with it.
It's been a blow-up inning, this one for the Kettleers. Allowed all 4 runs of the game here in the 7th. And that one with 2 outs, a blast off the bat of Hunter Carnes. That is his 2nd of the season. Hit high in the air. Looking up at it is the third baseman, Camden Johnson, who comes out of his position to make the play.
If you didn't see it, I don't know if you saw it there, but Jack Natilli going straight into the back of Chris McHugh and kind of putting him off place. He wasn't really able to see where that ball went, so the fact that Camden Johnson can run in and make the play was great for the Cats.
And that takes us to the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-1 ball game. Wareham up now.
Cotuit trying to soften the blow here in the bottom half.
Make sure to stop by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Theo Hardees, Meyer, and Sarah Pack are the Cape's leading experts on oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all of your hand and upper extremity needs.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. You'll find everything you need to beautify your home at Beacon Gardens, where quality products and excellent customer service makes them Osterville's premier garden center. Visit Beacon Gardens on Osterville, West Barnstable Road.
Four to one here in the bottom of the 7th. As you can see, our other play-by-play broadcaster, Chris Albright, has taken to the field and relieved himself of his duties here in the booth for the duration of this game. I don't think he has any interest in putting on the headset anymore.
Totally fine with that. I'm surprised Peyton Minka's not running up here to put on the headset. He was supposed to come up yesterday if he performed well, is what he told us. That was the word for word of what he said. So glad to see they're all chumming it up by the dugout.
Manka's a people person, man.
Yes, he is.
He's always a good chat out there, and obviously you kind of helped him dip his toes into sideline reporting as well.
crazy to think that the 4th of July recap was his first time ever with a mic. We just kind of gave it to him, and he did a whole play-by-play of Bo Sampson putting a tattoo on Noah Lacey's neck.
Incredible stuff right
And
there.
that's how it started. So
That's journalism right there.
yeah, over 5,000 views on Instagram on some of those videos. So he's doing phenomenal.
Pretty good stuff there from the lefty. Jack Natilli, Caden Bogenpole, Luke Matthews due up in this frame. 5 through 7 in the Kettleers order. That's a strike thrown by Ty Stark out for his second inning of work. One and one count to Natilli, searching for his first hit today. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Natilli, one of the 4 All-Stars Manka interviewed as well.
So funny. We just mentioned the Bourne game before the break. He came up to me at the Bourne game the day that those All-Star nominations or selections were released and looked at me and said, "Can I help you interview them?" I went, "Manka, you're an All-Star. Why do you want to help me interview them?" And he was just like, "No, because the people love me, so I want to get on the microphone." So we found him. If you've seen the video, he has his own red microphone that we found in a box somewhere, and he was using that, dropped it a couple of times. So not a great showing to start it off, but he asked some really good questions. Found Ryan Farber's camp check on the ground, actually. So I'm sure Farber was really happy to talk to him.
Man of the people right there, Peyton Manka. So Stark struck out Jack Natilli. Caden Bogenpole steps in. Kettleers playing catch-up, down 4-1 here.
It's been a game of very few pitching changes. Of course, we just saw that one in the previous inning for Cotuit, but Ty Stark's been here ever since they pulled out Tate McGuire after the 5th.
He's been solid since this point, and he's got that weird arm slot, and it's tough to time up a guy who's that tall and throws from that angle. Here comes the 1-1 from Stark. That's lifted high in the air, third base side. And that tails right behind Chris. How about that?
Manka dove for cover on that one as well. So a little bit of a danger zone for Chris Albright over there by the dugout.
It's tough. You see a lot of foul balls go that way, so got to watch your head. Ty Stark digs back in on the hill. Caden Bogenpole in the box. Had a base hit back in the second. He lifts one on a line out into left field, chasing it down as Yost makes a wonderful grab over his head for out number 2. Two down, and let's take a look at the theme nights we have left this year. We've got Host Family Appreciation Day in exactly 10 days, Military Appreciation Day, and Youth Night.
I have to thank our host families. We are one of the very few teams in the league very fortunate for all of our interns to have a host family as well as the players. So big thank you to everyone in Barnstable and New Seabury and all the other places that have taken us into their homes and treated us so well.
We're very grateful. Shout out to Katie and Corey for taking Chris, Jaden, and I in. And Brooke, would you like to shout out your home?
Shout out to Sandy and Aldo Esposito. You guys are incredible. Love the house so much. Cozy little twin beds for us, and Abby and I have just had a phenomenal time. They've taken us in and shown us all their Italian cooking, which I'm always a big fan of, so can never say no to that. But they've just been absolutely great for us.
I got to shout out the cooking from Corey as well on our side. He's made some pretty good seafood, introduced all of us to a lot of stuff we haven't had. But what would you say is your favorite dish you've had from your host family?
It's one that I have yet to have, actually. They had bolognese last night, and Sandy tried to offer me some of it, and it was all gone. It was so sad. She told me that we were she's going to make me some at some point soon. But Aldo was so sweet. Took us out for a nice steak dinner in the Papanesset, I believe it said.
Okay.
They have got a bunch of great fine dining right by the ocean. We had an ocean table view. It was incredible. The best vegetables I've ever had. I'm a vegetable girl, so always love to have them.
Not bad. That sounds very good. They treat y'all well.
Yeah, they do. What about you, Chris? Connor.
Oh,
no!
Oh, my goodness.
No,
What
I
are
was
we
so
doing?
used to the play-by-play. Oh, my
Jeez,
goodness.
you can take your headset off if you want.
I'll walk myself to the dugout. It's completely fine.
Well, my favorite, I'd have to say, we tried stuffed clam for the first time. It's maybe not my favorite, but it's the first most unique one that comes to mind.
Okay.
And I never thought I'd really be into clam like that, but it was very good, paired with some good rice as well. Just an all-around good meal. They always feed us very well, as that's a called strike 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Ty Stark takes us to the top of the 8th here on Cape League TV. Wareham up on Cotuit. Zane Starling out there for his second inning of work. Pitched 2/3 of the last frame. Allowed a handful of runs, but he's going to look to limit the damage here against Caden McDonald, Colin Ritchie, and Van Sheehan. And we talked a lot about McDonald earlier.
Yeah, we did. Oh my goodness, because I was trying to tell you a story and struck out basically right to end that inning. McDonald just, wow, double-edged sword, I guess you could call it. Is that the right word to use there?
I think so.
McDonald, he's a pitcher on top of it at Florida, had 1 2/3 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, and then comes over here to Wareham and just has well over 16 2/3 innings pitched and 12 strikeouts. And now he's batting. I mean, I remember when I pulled up his stat sheet and I was trying to find his batting stats, and it was all pitching and ERA.
And he's been really good in the batter's box to this point for the Wareham Gatemen. He is, well, these aren't updated stats. Let me go elsewhere, because before the last game he was hitting .297, but he went 3 for 4 with a homer, drove in 3 runs last game. So hold that thought for a moment. The pitch laced a single through the left side, and you see his bat-to-ball ability right there.
And if you want the McDonald stats, I do have them right here. 18 games played, 11 runs, 3 home runs, 12 RBI, and batting .341 before this game, we should say.
He has been very, very good to this point. Here, now we're getting to the Wareham Gatemen section. I'm having trouble using Chris's laptop for the first time here. But he's got 3 home runs this summer at .997 OPS. He has been nothing short of incredible at the plate.
Fortunately for Chris Albright, his computer apparently broke yesterday, will not close.
Yeah, it's still...
So I'd be careful touching that. We may make it worse.
I know. I've kept my hands off for the most part unless I've really needed to look for something. I think I might have to do him a favor and take him to Best Buy this weekend. He's without a car here.
Oh, yeah, him and I both. It's Arizona kids trying to survive in Massachusetts.
Yeah, the drive from what's your hometown again?
Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, Tempe, okay.
Part of ASU's campus.
The drive from Tempe to Cotuit is probably well over a day.
Yeah.
So let's do this right here. Let's check it out.
Well, my old little Ford Focus wouldn't have survived that drive, nor the snow in Syracuse.
It could be reliable, I'd say.
It could. I don't think my parents believed that before they sold it. Still bitter about that, Dad, if you're listening.
Okay, so it's a day and a half
Day and a half, but no stops.
No.
So with stops, that's got to be about 3 days or so.
2,600-mile drive.
And a couple of fights with your family after
some
point.
Absolutely.
I don't think we would come out alive out of that one.
I'm no stranger to the long drive, but I don't think I could get out there.
No.
Well, what is the longest you've driven?
Driven? Ooh. Wow, that's actually a really hard question. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure my dad will text me after this game and be like, it was actually this. I can tell you the longest flight I've ever taken, if that counts, to Australia.
Whew.
Still in California. We flew from Cali to LA, which is about, like less than an hour. It's not super far. Or the Bay Area, I should say, to LA. LA to New Zealand, which was like 11 or 13 hours by itself, and then another 3 hours on top of it.
Grounder to third, throw down to second in time. Couldn't get 2, but you get the lead runner there. It's 2 down, but that takes you a while. You might have to sleep through that one.
5-hour delay in New Zealand as well. That was brutal. What about you, Connor?
Was
it this one?
It was this trip, driving from little old Huron, Ohio out to Cotuit. That was, I think, a little over 12 hours.
Wow.
Roughly. It's nothing, though. I mean, I've had drives from Columbus down to Atlanta before, Columbus to Florida. That one was broken up into halves, but runner goes, throw down to second, tag applied, not in time.
And knocking over Luke Matthews on top of it.
I think he thinks he had the out. And there's some commotion. Lauren Hibbs is out of his dugout, and he is not pleased.
My mother would call this confusion and delay.
That's certainly a good way to explain what's happening here. A lot of delay as Lauren Hibbs wants a word with the third base umpire, Al Liberdoni. And he's all up in his grill. And Hibbs, he's been thrown out of a game before. He's definitely had his problems with umpires throughout this season. And you're seeing a guy fight for his guys right there. And you got the explanation from Liberdoni, and I think that was good enough for him. He's back to the dugout.
Well, if you look back to that game where he was thrown out in the 4th inning, the loudspeaker playing over the top of it, not being able to hear Blue, just kind of a lot of things that added it up. They actually took it to the league, and it sounded like that the league kind of agreed with Cotuit in a sense of Hibbs didn't really deserve to be ejected in that sense.
It was a really bizarre game all around. You went to the top of the 8th inning, and Falmouth was up 7-6. Cotuit brings Charlie Walker out to pitch, and he completes the full inning. And the sky is roughly the same as it was to start the frame, but the umpires walk off without much of a word. And it was said that it was called for darkness, but I think without making any assumptions, there was probably a little more at play there.
We could still see the whites of the pinstripes on Cotuit out there.
We
very
could.
Clearly.
It was the same sky we had in the top half, and it's not often that you see a team without a chance to come up to bat when they're down 1. But things happen, and they've rebounded nicely, still with an 8-4-1 July to this point, despite that tough loss. Cotuit trying to improve to 12-13-2 on the season. With a win today, they'll have to come from behind here in the 8th. Backside hit towards the second baseman. Matthews, nice play, ranging to his left, retires the side. Stays 4-1 Cotuit after Zane Starling puts up a 0. Ket's up to bat next in the bottom half. The Kettleers interns in the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
Up to bat against Ty Stark, who's into his third inning of relief. A couple of strikeouts for him through this one. He's pitching well. Now he goes against the bottom of the order. Tagger Tyson pinch hitting for Case Sanderson. Then it's Easton Winfield and Cam Johnson, barring pinch hitters for those two. It's the bottom of the 8th. Wind whipping through the field. This game moving at a good pace. Just over 2 hours through. Stark fires. Checked foul. Ty Stark may be the lengthiest guy on Cape.
Well, Mason Davenport relinquished his title when he left to go prepare for the draft, which was successful for him in signing with the Toronto Blue Jays. 6'10". Can't get much taller than that.
No. Especially not on a mound. You don't see pitchers of this height. There was a guy, Jason Wrights, who got drafted out of Oregon. He was 6'11".
Wow.
And he was one of their late season starting pitchers. He started out as a reliever, but they put him into the rotation, and he was really good. You don't see many guys built like him, but Ty Stark fits the mold, I think.
Crazy to think back with the Syracuse Crunch. In the 315, I interview guys who are, 6'7" without skates on, and then they put on skates, and they somehow magically become 6'9", 6'10", and you're standing there, and you're well below a foot shorter than them.
Well, in hockey skates, what? You get, 2 inches, 3 inches off of it, maybe? I've got, well, you're more well-versed in the sport than I am, so I'll take your word for it.
About 2 inches, yeah. So a lot of bending over to hear what my question is and intermissions in a loud arena. So very thankful to them for putting up with me for a whole season.
Shout out to the Crunch. Stark nods. Fires the 1-2. Tyson's putting up a nice fight. Only played a couple of games in a Cotuit uniform, but he is batting .333 to this point. Tyson, one of the most recent Kettleer additions as well. He's transferring over to Kentucky by way of Louisville as well. You don't see that very often, a guy staying in state like that. Those are two rival schools right there.
So before you got into calling games, did you say Louisville?
I said Louisville.
We said Louisville on the West Coast, too. I get to Syracuse, and day one, they grill that out of me. It's Louisville. It's Louisville.
That's, yeah, I eventually figured it out as well, just hearing it in the sports sphere and being a little more tapped in. No swing for Tyson. It's the same with Oregon to Oregon, because I used to say Oregon.
Really?
I think that's just based on my upbringing. That's what my parents said. That's what people in my town would say, Oregon. Up in the Midwest.
My personal favorite, Duquesne. Duquesne.
I'm happy to say I've never pulled out a Duquesne in a serious matter.
Got that one from my mom.
Duquesne.
Duquesne.
There you go.
I feel like it's the same with a lot of Massachusetts town names.
Oh,
Worcester?
Absolutely. Worcester.
Worcester. No, it is not.
Worcester. Ball 4, a gritty walk worked by Tagger Tyson, trying to start the rally. And here's a new Kettleer coming up to bat in his debut with the team. It is Zan von Schlegel. He is an infielder from St. Thomas, the Tommies, coming into play this one. Debut pinch hitting for Easton Winfield. I think there's bound to be some defensive replacements. Von Schlegel, a shortstop, in for the left fielder, Winfield. What a fun name.
I like it. It's German or Dutch? Trying to figure that out.
Well, he's from Downers Grove, Illinois, so that doesn't really help us out much. He's very new to the Kettleers, so I think we're going to have to look into this one a little bit more. We haven't really had the chance to meet him too much. Ty Stark, a mound meeting with him. Guys want to talk things over. Don't think Stark's day is done, though.
In terms of meeting new guys, a lot of the times they'll bring them to the post-game meetings and just kind of drop them in there and say, hey, here's your new teammate. So media doesn't really get a chance to, like, meet them after that because they're all kind of doing their own thing. But it's always great to have a couple new guys this late in the season, bring some new blood to the team.
And just with the nature of summer ball, you see guys in and out constantly. So von Schlegel, one of the newer guys here. Son of Hassan and Valerie von Schlegel. Sister Aaliyah as well. That's hit high and foul. I think we'll just have to ask him.
Yeah, well, we want to get that confirmation. We always want to be 100% sure. But moments like this, where you see a guy for the first time in the lineup and thrown in at kind of the last second, don't really get a chance, but it says here 5th-ranked infielder in the state of Illinois, according to Prep Baseball Report, at least in high school.
Yeah, really solid prospect. Decided to go the mid-major route to St. Thomas, which I can't say it's a baseball powerhouse. They just recently moved up to Division I a couple of years ago. And I'm saying that with my women's hockey background. Their women's hockey team played against Ohio State quite a lot.
Oh, okay.
They're in the same conference, so.
There you go.
That's the, oh no, man, it's been too long since I've called one of those games, so I'm losing the conference names now. Roped into left field, gets down a base hit. Von Schlegel gets one down in his first at-bat as a Ket. So welcome to Cape, Zan von Schlegel.
Of course, we return to the top of the order. I can barely tell that's Cam Johnson with how much dirt is on his jersey at the moment.
Yeah, he had the play where he was stuck in a pickle and had to run home and tried sliding in, and he got kind of pushed off his balance on the tag and was knocked on his front side. So dirt all over the place, and he's stealing bases quite a lot, so he usually gets the jersey roughed up pretty often.
Yeah, it could be a new Cotuit alternate jersey there.
The Dirtsy.
The Dirtsy. Ooh, I like it.
Someone get me in marketing.
They'd be lucky to have you, Connor.
Oh, thanks. I took a marketing class once in college.
It's actually pretty fun learning how to advertise to different audiences and do what our lovely social media manager, Brooke Vaccaro, does.
That's through the hole down the right side. A base hit for Johnson, and getting the stop sign at third is Tyson. All runners will stay. Throw back to second. Von Schlegel is safe. A single for Cam Johnson advances both runners, and the bases are loaded with no outs. Tying run at first.
It was almost the end of the inning for Von Schlegel. Turning the corner to go to third, thought Tyson was rounding it himself. Frady keeping Tyson at third, and Von Schlegel, his athleticism, makes it all the way back to second before they can tag him.
It was almost scary.
It definitely was. We were a little nervous for him up here in the booth.
Nearly got tagged out, and that's the end of the line for Ty Stark. New pitcher on the way for not the Cotuit Kettleers. These are the Wareham Gatemen. Oh, Wareham. Jeez. Well, a new pitcher on here soon for the Gatemen.
4-1 bases juiced for Cotuit. No outs.
Hey, it's Chris, and when I'm looking for a cold treat, I go to 4 Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4C's Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Hi, I'm Connor Shue. Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
The Kettleer Interns and the very popular T-shirt toss are brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Is TJ Schlageter, the left-hander out of Louisville. Old teammates with Ty Stark over there with the Cardinals. He's going to come in a really precarious spot, and he's going to have to pull a John Edelman.
100%. I mean, we saw that game in Chatham, just bases loaded in the 9th inning. Edelman really put up in a hard situation. If Jack Natilli was at bat in that moment, that probably would have been gone. But Edelman getting it done, putting his team through the 10th inning to get the win over Chatham. So we'll have to see if he can do the same here.
Man, that was an incredible performance from Edelman. Probably, we've seen a lot of great pitching on Cape this summer, but I think that was probably the most impressive performance alongside James Hayes' perfect game into the 5th.
James Hayes, he and I have talked a lot. I've had to chase him out of the bullpen a couple of times to get him to talk post-game, but he was really inspiring, his second interview when he had that perfect game, just talking about it's, very Miracle. If you've seen Miracle, the movie, it's not about the name on the front, not about the name on the back.
Wow.
Oh, no.
That was going to be a very selfish and wrong quote.
I'm going to take the headset off. Oh, my goodness. It's about the name on the front, not the name on the back.
Bouncer towards the shortstop. They're going to try and turn 2. They can't make it there. A run scores as well for Cotuit. It's cut to a 4-2 ball game on the ground out by Dean West. Scoring was Taggart Tyson.
They need to rescind my hockey license, I guess. That's bad.
Yeah, if you don't know the Miracle quote, what are you doing?
I do. I'm so tired about hearing how good the Wareham Gatemen are. This is your time.
Is that what Lauren Hibbs is saying?
I guess. I love asking him that. What are you telling the guys in the dugout? He's just like,
go have fun.
Go have fun.
We love talking to Hibbs. Chris and I
great.
got to talk to him this morning on the coach's show. Talked about favorite Christmas carols. And we caught him off guard with it. He's like, oh, jeez, I don't know. He's like, I need something a little more rocking, And like, yeah, so he didn't. I think he agreed with us about Jingle Bell Rock, so that's why Chris and I sang it earlier. But he was not aware of the Christmas in July festivities today.
Did we lose listeners when you guys started singing, or do you think we kept it about the same?
I'd like to think Chris and I did a pretty good job.
Sorko has to check for us at some point if we went down in streaming.
Oh, boy, I don't know if I want to see the numbers. Jeez.
Oh, wait, I changed my answer. I don't know why I had it in my head that when you said Christmas carols, like caroler songs, like...
I mean, I guess I say it thinking of just Christmas songs in general, but if you do have a Christmas carol in mind...
What's the Ariana Grande one?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Jeez. I know what you're talking about,
it's
but
like
I
on
can't
the
think
tip of
of
my
the
tongue.
name.
I don't want to sing it for anyone
Oh,
because that
no.
would really send the broadcast down into the negative ratings. Like it's just like where did my baby go? I guess that's kind of the vibe I get.
Okay.
Can't look it up right now, but
Runner goes, throw down, West slides in, and he is tagged well in time. Out number 2. Oof.
I got it. Santa baby.
Yep.
Or Santa tell me, ooh, if you're really there, don't make me fall in love again if he won't be here next year.
That's the one. Shout out to All I Want for Christmas Is You by
Ooh,
Mariah Carey. My
she's
friends.
defrosting. She's getting ready to come back out soon. I'm excited.
She is. It's give it a few more months, but she's probably somewhere for Christmas in July. But man, that was friends and I. That's the favorite back in high school
Okay.
for sure.
Anything Michael Bublé? Big Bublé fan?
My mom was I'd have to assume still a Bublé person.
We'll
I
get
mean,
that
she
text
was,
in a couple minutes.
She was playing a lot back in the day.
Okay.
It's a 1-2 count. 4-2 ball game here. Schlegeter trying to get out of it, and he rings Farber up looking. Leaves a runner on for Cotuit. They do score 1 in the frame. They'll have one last chance in the bottom half of the 9th, but before that, Wareham coming up to the bat in the top half of the frame.
Cats Baseball is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. You'll find everything you need to beautify your home at Beacon Gardens, where quality products and excellent customer service make them Osterville's premier garden center. Visit Beacon Gardens on Osterville and West Barnstable Road.
Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod Coffee roasts fresh daily using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options, from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally in Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly supporting the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
You'll be ready to power up when the power goes out with generator maintenance and service from RCA Electric in Mashpee. From preventative maintenance plans to 24/7 emergency service, trust RCA to keep your generator humming. Call us or visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Cotuit down to Wareham entering the top of the 9th. New pitcher is Dylan Scudder, out here for the first time in a couple of games.
Yeah, Dylan Scudder. I want to say it and not to be corny, but Gatemen are about to go through the Scud cycle. Instead of the spin cycle, we're going to use a play on words there. Dylan Scudder, phenomenal summer season with the Cats. Of course, he's the 3rd generation Kettleer of the Scudder family. I love telling this. His grandfather, I should say, Jeff Scudder, was a catcher for the 1964 team, and then his great-grandfather and great-uncle really helped revitalize the team following the World War II era, where guys were kind of slowly starting to come back and play baseball, and they really got it back on track and started. His great-uncle actually is credited with being one of the best umpires in the league for the Cape, which is really cool. So Scudder out here ready to make some noise and hopefully shut down this Wareham offense.
And his uncle was Santa today.
Not his great uncle, his uncle. So we had to spoil the surprise. I believe Scudder had a hat on out in the bullpen as well. So they're really into the festive spirit. Great to see the Scudders still contributing to the community after all these years. And then they get to see their grandson come out and pitch as well.
It's fun stuff. Scudder family always representing at Kettleer games. So some defensive changes for the Kettleers. Von Schlegel is at 3rd. Cam Johnson moves to left field. Tiger Tyson is in at 1st. Scudder's first pitch of ball to Hayden Yost. After him, it's Chris Ramirez and then Braden Randall. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Wareham. Lifted high in the air. Drifting over, calling for it is Farber for out number 1.
Scudder's a fun guy to talk to if you ever get the chance. At the 4th of July recap we did, of course, I was trying to get a hold of Dylan Knightley. Dylan Scudder had also gone down the slip and slide at the same time as Knightley, so they both turned when I called out Dylan. They're both just so great to talk to. I mean, Dylan Scudder really enjoys the summer camps that the Cotuit Kettleers put on. He's always on the slip and slide, and just a big fan there. So if you check out on any of our social media pages, when he's not doing phenomenal on the mound, he's also on the slip and slide.
That's true. A fun-loving guy out there,
Yeah.
Scudder. And now he's in a serious situation. Got to keep this a 4-2 game to try and give his Cats a chance. Here's Chris Ramirez, the right-handed swinging shortstop. He's 3 for 3 today. Drove in a run on a single earlier, has a stolen bag as well. He's having a nice day. Man, he's hitting .570 this season.
Jeez.
Including today's statistics. Not too bad. Scudder looking to retire him for the first time today. Here's the 1-1. Sliced foul.
When we hear it with like guys like Jack Natilli where they're hitting, 600, 500 in a week. But over the course of a season, that's impressive.
Granted, I guess Ramirez has only played 5 games.
To be fair,
so
yeah, we are inflating that just a little bit, but a guy that's consistent in the 4 games that he's played.
He sure is. He's coming off a 2 for 4 performance last game against Harwich. That's where, well, Wareham was home against Harwich, and they were victorious. They've won their last 6 games, and they've won 7 of their last 8. Wareham is rolling right now, and they're at the top of the West Division. Cotuit right behind them, tied for second. Scudder fires, low in the zone, ball 2.
He was actually in our merchandise tent last night, giving out and helping check out people who were buying anything from Cotuit shirts, hats. He was having a lot of laughs down there. So it looks like, if he ever wants to take a break from pitching, he can hop on down and be a merchandise intern for us.
Heck, you can come to the booth. Booth if you'd like to.
Hey, we're still waiting on Menka to get up here. So we got a whole line of pitchers that need to make their way on up to the booth.
That's a good point. We had PJ Moutsaritas up here earlier this summer before he left, and we had former Kettleer Robert Stock up here yesterday. That was a lot of fun. He pitched in the big leagues this year with the Red Sox, as that's ball 4 to Chris Ramirez. He works a walk.
Great guy, too. The first time I met him and I was introduced to him and he found out I was the sideline reporter, he went, "Have you been dunked on yet?" Didn't really know how to take that at first, and he went, with Gatorade, and I got to tell him that whole story of how, nope, it hasn't happened yet. He was like, oh, that was the best part of getting interviewed after a walk-off hit. You'd get the sideline reporter to come over, ask you a couple questions, and all of a sudden you're being drenched in Gatorade.
Refreshing after a victory. Man, the Gatorade's probably a little sticky, but what are you going to do, right? This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission is strictly prohibited, as Ramirez is on his way to second. That ball well out off the pickoff attempt from Dylan Scudder. How about I redo that?
I'm sure
copyright
the Cape League
read.
would appreciate it.
Jeez, I think they would. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited.
There you go. Where's the applause button when we need it?
That was
your applause.
The paper snap, as that's lined straight into the glove of Sanderson. Tried to double up the runner at second. Wasn't quite in time. But snap play by Tiger Tyson over at first in there for Sanderson. Here's Carnes, left fielder from Florida State, batting with 2 down, 1 runner on second. Scudder trying to keep it a 2-run game, so the Cats have a close one to hit in. Kind of a nice night. Clouds are still hanging over Lowell Park, but there's some sunlight drifting in, and there's some fog drifting over the field as well. That's a chopper towards third. Charging is Von Schlegel. The throw down is in time. Scudder retires the side. He maintains that 000 earned run average on the summer. It's 4-2. Wareham over Cotuit. Cats up to bat for the last time in the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th here, Cats up to bat for potentially the final time in this one. Up to the plate, it's the middle of the order for the Cats. Nolan Stevens, Jack Natilli, Caden Bogenpole. All due up for the Kettleers. Thanks again, Brooke, for spending some time with us here in the booth. Now we're back to business as usual. TJ Schlageter, the left-hander on the hill for the Wareham Gatemen. Lefty-lefty matchup against Nolan Stevens. Looping curveball is in there for strike one. Oh, welcome back, Chris.
It's good to be back. Feared for a second. Brooke took my job.
How was your excursion?
Well, no sideline for me, but it was fun.
0-2 to Stevens. You should have gone out there, man. You had plenty of time off the air to go do some sideline. What could have been so important that took you away from sideline reporting?
I don't think it was anything too important. I couldn't think up a hit. My go-to, I was going to interview Santa Claus, but Santa Claus was not in his traditional garb by the time I found him. So
you could have still done a Christmas hit. Here's the 1-2. That shot high into right field, but straight to the right fielder. Measured out there is Richie. So one down. Cats batting with no one on. One down, trying to walk it off.
I tell you what, I got a good look at some Kettleers debuts. Zan and Zane both making some appearances.
Thoughts?
I liked it. The hustle from Von Schlegel was really impressive, and smart base running as well.
Came around his third. Did not score, though. Only one scored in that 8th inning for the Cats, where they loaded the bases with no outs. Jack Natilli up to bat. 0 for 3. He reached on an error earlier today and came around to score the first run of the game for the Cats. Staying around the outside part of the plate is the pitcher, TJ Schlageter.
And Schlageter has looked impressive in his outing. Came into a situation, not the greatest of terms, but he did well with the cards he was dealt.
Looping curveball hits the corner. It is a 2-1 count. I think we need the Jack Natilli of earlier this month is what the Kettleers are looking for. He's been a little colder in the box as of the past couple of games. Chops that one on the ground, rolling towards the pitcher. Throw down is just in time to retire Natilli. One more chance for the Kettleers. Caden Bogenpole coming up to bat. And then Luke Matthews on deck would be the tying run. Bogenpole has a hit today. Hit a hard fly out as well to center earlier. This is probably one of the better, his better appearances at the plate since earlier this season. for him. He has been struggling with the strikeouts quite a lot, up to 15 on the season. The pitch, outside. Cotuit just has to keep the line moving here. Bogenpol needs to get on base if they want to get anything rolling. Quick housekeeping. Chase Crusen's out in right field for Colin Ritchie. So he caught that fly out earlier from Nolan Stevens. For a second, it looks like that one was going to go over the fence. It was hot off his bat. 1-2 count. Bogenpol down to his last strike here. Here it comes. That's low. Bogenpol just trying to get on base in what's been a tough day offensively and defensively for the Kettleers. 5 hits for their 2 runs and 3 errors. The pitch, outside. Counts run up to 3-2. The payoff pitch, just inside. Caden Bogenpol works a walk, and he brings up the tying run. Luke Matthews stepping in.
Kets have been getting guys on base, especially here in the later innings. Bringing those base runners home has been a much different question.
Mound meeting with Schlager. There's a chance they could go to a different arm here. There is a man warming over in the pen. And we're going to get a pitching change here. We'll be back in a moment here at Cape League TV. 4-2. Kets will have the tying run at the plate next.
Beacon Gardens is a proud sponsor of the Kets, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is your go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Go Cats!
Need an ice cream fix this summer? Stop by the Four Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit Four Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Out there is Logan Baisley, a lefty, a righty from Florida Gulf Coast University. Hey, he's struggling this summer. 803 earned run average in 6 games, 3 starts. Does have a save to his name though, so could earn his second here.
Well, he has been hit around in his appearances so far. In 12 1/3 innings pitched, he has allowed 16 hits, 11 runs, all are earned, 7 walks to 13 strikeouts. And of those hits, he has given up the long ball. He has allowed 3 home runs, tied for most on this Gatemen pitching staff.
He'll pitch to Luke Matthews, batting with 2 outs in the frame. He's trying to tie this ball game. He represents the tying run. 4-2, Wareham up. Taking on the outside corner. Luke Matthews hit a sac bunt back in the second, moved a couple of runners over, has grounded out and struck out looking since. The 0-1. That's a ball to the chagrin of the Wareham dugout. Caden Bogenpole worked a walk to get the bat over to Luke Matthews. Hit the outside corner again with that fastball. It's 1-2. The Gatemen trying to extend their lead in the West Division. They're 13-3 at the top. Just a couple points above Cotuit. Ooh, just fouled off. Good approach from Matthews to stay alive. Counts 1-2. 2 down, a runner on first. Swing and a miss, and that's your ball game. Logan Baisley struck out Luke Matthews to end the hopes of the Kettleers getting a victory in this one. They go down to 11-14-2. Wareham improves to 14-3, extending their West Division lead.
Oh, the Gatemen have been rolling. Make it 8 of their last 9 they've won, currently on a 7-game win streak. Things are going well for Wareham, and we saw it tonight in a game that Cotuit pitching did its job for the most part. You look at what Rob Evans was able to do, 4 2/3 innings, did surrender 5 hits, but ended up giving up no runs, struck out 6 in his night. That was really something special to see out of Evans, making just his second start of the season. And overall, Cotuit did an okay job of limiting the damage. It was just the 4 spot from Wareham in the top of the 7th that was the difference maker in this game.
4-2 is your final. The winning pitcher should be Ty Stark in this one. We'll get an update on that eventually here. The save will go to Logan Baisley. And Zane Starling should be tagged with the loss. In his debut, he kind of got hit around. 3 hits, 3 runs in 1 2/3. But after him, Dylan Scudder looked really solid. But back to Rob Evans, he was punching tickets. 6 strikeouts in 4 2/3. And he had a fine first start, 2 earned runs and 4 innings flat. But much improved in this one, really building off of the nice early start to the summer he had in the draft league.
This was looking like the Rob Evans that we saw, not just in the draft league, but at the University of Miami, at Georgia State, where he would rack up the strikeouts, limit the base runners, and he did a good job today. He relied on that soft contact for the first 2 innings. He only recorded 1 strikeout, and that was in the first inning. But in the third, that's really when the tide turned in his start. That's when he was able to generate the swing and miss. He struck out all 3 outs for that inning. He did give up a pair of singles in between those, but that's what really carried over. In the 4th inning, he was able to work a 1-2-3 inning aided by a double play. So overall, Rob Evans continuing to show grit out on the mound. I'm excited to see how he progresses throughout later on in this season, because he's looked better with every start, and he's seemingly looked better by every inning.
He really has at this point. Through those last couple of innings, he went 1-2-3 in the 4th, aided by a double play. Only saw 5 in the 3rd. Only saw 4 batters in the 1st. He faced the minimum in the 2nd as well. And was pretty good up until allowing a couple of base hits in the 5th, and he got pulled. Losing pitcher is officially Starling. Winning pitcher Ty Stark. Save goes to Logan Baisley. on the final line of this game that was, well, it was a quick one. 2 hours and 44 minutes after the 5:03 first pitch. Kind of a lightly attended game, too. Along the outfield wall, didn't see as many fans as usual, but there was rain threatening the whole way. But that's besides the point. Kettleers, the lone multi-hit day came from Cam Johnson in the leadoff spot, had a couple of singles, stole third off of that first single. In a solid day at the plate, made some nice run throws from his position over at third as well.
I think the defense continuing to shine for the Kettleers. I will say this, in the past 2 games, the Kets have gotten 3 errors in each of those games. That's a bit uncharacteristic to see, but you know, that's something that can be cleaned up. I think when you look at what will be fixed from the Kettleers in this 2-game slide, it's the base running and some defensive plays in the middle. But overall, Cotuit continuing to still play good pitching, still solid for the Kettleers.
They go down to 11, 14, and 2. Wareham up to 14 and 13 here as we trail towards the end of this season. Cotuit will go on the road for a 6:30 p.m. contest in Harwich against the Mariners before taking a 2-day break for the All-Star game where 3 Kettleers will make their appearance. Jack Natilli, Ryan Farber, and Peyton Manka, Jared Advincula, the 4th representative, unfortunately no longer on Cape, but the Kets will be well represented regardless. Chris, any final thoughts?
Great day from Rob Evans. If we could give a Player of the Game award, I would give it to him. Continuing to excel at his time in the Kettleers uniform. Plenty of fun baseball to play still in this season. It's going to come down to the wire like it always does. Kets are going to be fighting for that playoff spot up until the end. And, yeah, at the end of the day, we're all feeling the Christmas spirit here at Lowell Park.
Merry Christmas in July, everybody. As for Chris Albright, Brooke Kilgore, Sorka Lewis, and Riley Lewis, I'm Connor Shue, and this has been another presentation of Cape League Baseball on Cape League TV. Thank you, everyone, for listening.